the elements lived in harmony. Until there was a fifth color of magic introduced, and then black gets kind of wacky. But hello, everybody! Welcome to Dungeon Delving, where we are doing our top 5 favorite cards from Avatar: The Last Airbender, a Universes Beyond product that introduces the show of Avatar to the universe of Magic the Gathering. So we got every time we do these top 5s, the Dungeon Delvings, we're always talking about our favorite cards, never the best cards. Y'all are smart Magic players. You know what you're doing. We don't need to tell you that. We're just telling you the cards that we're excited about. And we have a very special guest with us today. It's Misha!
I'm so happy to be here.
Yay!
We're excited to have you. Yes, I am very, very glad that I got to bring in, we've been bringing in more guests. It's been something that we've been trying to do. 2026, we've got a stacked list of already of people who are coming in that I'm very excited to talk with about. And we might even have an end of the year discussion, bringing back a couple of the guests we've already had on. Hint, hint, wink, wink. So
That'd
yes.
be cool.
Misha, tell the audience about yourself.
Everybody, I'm Magic Misha Migo. I am mostly known as a cosplayer in the community. You might have seen me running around as Fibblethip, Slimefoot, Grist, any weird little guy you can imagine. It was probably me. But I make some funny videos and we'll post some stuff over on Blue Sky as well. So yeah, if you want to find me, it's magic_Misha Migo, except Blue Sky, no underscore, just smush it all together.
There we go, folks. So I'm gonna do my best to remember to put her links down in the description because I'm miserable at that, and I'm a terrible editor. But today we are talking about our top 5 favorite cards from each of the set. I'm joined by my normal co-host. It's a Geek.
Oh.
And it's a Ryan.
Hello.
And I'm your host. I don't need to introduce myself. We're beyond that.
Rough.
But yeah, so
roughed.
Yeah, right. We are talking about a set for a medium that I know means a lot to a lot of people. And hilariously enough, the thing I want to harken back to real quick is Final Fantasy. Because when we did Final Fantasy, Geek knew next to nothing. Ryan knew a bit, and then it was a tie between Ham and I who knew the most. I think Ham knew a little bit more than I did. But yeah, I had played 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 14, and so like I played a bunch of them, and I do think he knew more than I did. In this one, we are on a complete opposite scale because I know jack shit about this series. That's not true. I know a lot about it, but to me, when Avatar first came out, it was in roughly the time, and so I'm gonna actually explain why I've never seen Avatar. When it came out, I was just getting to the age where I was getting out of the idea of cartoons. I've gotten back into the idea of like anime and things. And so, quite frankly, should I have gotten around to it by this point? Probably. I just never have. I have been told that like my normal go of things is 5 episodes. You get 5 episodes to draw me in, and if you can't, then you're probably not worth the watch for me. I've been told specifically about Avatar, give it 6, because the first 5 do seem very cartoonish. And I was just like, okay, I'll keep that in mind if I do watch the series. I can't guarantee that I will, but these cards are cool as hell. So the thing I'm going to do is we're going to start with Misha, because when we talk about things like this, we always start with our guests. And I want each of you going, Misha, Geek, then Ryan, tell me what the series actually means to you. Because like I know that Universes Beyond products are such a polarizing topic when it comes to a lot of people of whether or not this thing actually belongs to Magic. Avatar, to my understanding, kind of feels like it belongs there, and I'll talk about, like, I played it pre-release. I'll talk about my my interaction with the cards already. But yeah, like, Misha, like, what does Avatar mean to you?
So I never had a phase where I got out of cartoons. Like I still love, anime. I love anything animated. So like I maybe a little bit on the older side for like what the target audience for Avatar was? Yeah, but it's a really beautiful story. I was actually visiting some friends that are also into Magic but have also never seen Avatar, and I was giving them like just the general plot line of the story, and maybe this says something about me, but I was getting to like certain plot points, and I was like, and then this happens, and like I started crying. And like my friend was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so like deep." So like the first book, like the just this Avatar set, because there is a like spin-off second like season, but for the set that this the story that this set is based on, it's 3 different books. Each book's 20 episodes. The first book, you know, Aang's learning how to do water. The second one is earthbending, and the third one is firebending. I would say like once you get out of or to the end of the water set, things start to feel a lot more serious. At the beginning, it does feel like just, a very kind of like silly kids cartoon of, oh, wacky stuff's happening. But the show itself tackled a lot of adult issues in a way that really made it digestible for kids. And so we just kind of talked about how you said like give it 6 episodes. It's like, yeah, like if it takes a little bit more time to get into it, but I think also since it was for children, the kids had to have something kind of playful and fun before it gets into the, oh, this one group is trying to commit genocide, and that's a heavy, topic for a kids show. So,
I've watched High School of the Dead.
but
There's worse things out there.
true. But yeah, I grew up. I watched this when it first came out on TV. I remember, I didn't have cable at the time, but I remember whenever I could watch the episodes, I was like, oh my gosh, I can finally see what's happening next. And it was just a really, impactful show in my childhood. And the characters are so deep. Like every character, you kind of get to explore a lot of their backstory, their motivations, and like, you know, talking about like, their past, like some of that stuff like was what was bringing me to tears. And so it was just like it's a very, very deep show, and it takes me back to my childhood. I actually just recently rewatched all of book 1, and I'm get ready to start book 2. And I think it does kind of have like a timeless feel to it that you can rewatch it. You can rewatch it like paying attention. You can put it on in the background and listen to it. Like there's different ways you can listen, and it's great. And while the graphics could use a little bit of a update since it did come back or did come out before like, the 1080p, it's still really beautiful, and they have a lot of, really cool just like scenery in it, like, and there's it's a very deep and good show. Like I can't recommend it more. And I was so excited when I heard this set was coming out because it does have that kind of like fantasy vibe. You get creatures that are mix-ups of like 2 different things in our world that would be funny to see in a fantasy world, and it just gives you that kind of you know magic vibes without being actual magic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the echoing sentiment from pre-release was when I got the farm animals played on me, and I was like, that is a bird, elk, boar, cow. Like I'm about to lose this one farm animals collection.
I stand by what I said. Like when they came up with the combination of animals, I swear that the writers and the animator they were in their office, had a dartboard on the wall, and just literally threw darts at the animals listed on there, and you're like, all right, throw 2 darts, whatever it lands on, that's what the animal is.
One of them's
Turtle
like
duck,
a, yo,
platypus bear.
one of them's a dragon elk. It's like a
Yep.
dragon moose, and I'm like, huh?
That's the but like it's like because like technicality wise in Avatar, magic does not exist. The spirit realm is a thing, and ever like like you do see that in season 1. Like the spirit realm gets introduced, like I believe around episode 8, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, like magic's not technically a thing in there, but with the way the world is, and like you can see like, oh, this does translate into MTG at least. Like it's definitely not like it's not the exact magic in sense of terms, but the way the world presents itself, the setting is very appropriate.
I actually think before Geek talks about what the series means to him, that one of the things that people forget is that mana isn't magic. Like even in the Magic universe, mana is just the way people amplify effects. Like I think one of the best things that gets overlooked a lot is in the New Capenna story when Elspeth is being chased down by maestros. She uses mana to reinforce a rhubarb pipe when she beats the ever-living crap out of these people that are chasing her. And I'm like, y'all forget that mana isn't magic. Mana's life force, and like the way that I understand the bending is that's just ki, which is life force. being used
Yeah.
properly. Like, yeah, I think that this set does feel very Magic without having the Magic artwork on it, which is a lot of
Yes.
fun. I really like the Universes Beyond set to do that. But Geek, what does it mean to you?
Oh, I didn't grow up with it. I'm a little older, so it came out while I was still in like the later stages of college and trying to finish. So I didn't know anything about it. But early pandemics times, my family, my kids and my wife, we decided to start having like family fun night where we'd watch movies on a Friday night with fast food or whatever. And then we saw that show and we started watching it together. So I watched it with my kids for the first time. Didn't know anything about it, and just all the characters are great. They all have meaningful arcs. They deal with more adult stuff, but more for kids. So I mean, yes, it's some heavy stuff, but the kids handled it, and it was good. A lot of characters I really liked. A few of them really hit really hard for me, being a dad and stuff like that. Uh, yeah, I later coming to it and just enjoying everything as an adult.
I did not expect that. That's though now with everything you've talked about, your favorite character, which we'll talk about in a little while. We're going to talk about some of the cards, some of the mechanics and stuff, and then we'll get into like people's favorite characters from the series. But knowing what you just actually said, your favorite characters like make more sense to me now. Because I'm like, you just like this guy because of this reason, and now that you've explained that, I'm like, oh no, it means so much more because of the things that I know.
Yeah, there's a few moments in the series where like Misha mentions crying about just recounting it. Like there's a few
Mhm.
parts in that series I'll do the same. I'm not gonna lie on that.
Yeah, no, there are
Like
there are some very like
very heavy
scenes that just
stuff, but
yep.
good.
Ryan, let's roll right into that. What does Avatar mean to you?
I mean it's kind of just going to be echoing what both Misha and Geek said. Like there's like Avatar, like for me, I just remember watching like finding on Nickelodeon Nicktoons, whichever one it was on. I was I think it came out. I'm trying to remember exactly when it came out because I know it was in high school. I know that.
2005 through
Uh
2008 were the original air dates.
yeah. So
Really?
yeah, I was like, yep,
Yeah.
I was a middle school and a high schooler.
Yeah, I was
same.
just finishing. I was in the last few years of college, and I graduated before it finished. So yeah, it was not even
Like
on my radar.
for myself in general though, like I still have like that situation like where it's like people are like, oh yeah, you're too old for that. I'm like I don't care if I'm too old for it. Like I don't care what the demographic is aimed at. If the show interests me and it can hold my attention, like and keep entertaining me, I'm gonna watch it. Like to this day, like I don't care. Like people like especially in the high school, middle school, high school, like back before now, like how it is. Like I'll throw myself under the bus. I don't care. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers has been one of my favorite shows of all time. I know it's cheesy. I know it's like it is what it is. I will still watch episodes of it. I don't care. Like so that's why again I'm hoping for Universes Beyond from them, but I don't think we're gonna see that because since Hasbro owns the IP, like it gets a little muddy. Let's
Well,
say that. No, I
never
know.
say
I
never with
never
them.
know. No, I know. But right now, like as we know, like how it works is like if Hasbro owns the IP, it gets a little weird. So not gonna like if it happens, awesome. If it doesn't, hey, it is what it is.
You can't
But
really be beyond
Avatar,
their universe if you own the universe.
yeah. But back to Avatar, I definitely think Avatar could hits all notes for a lot of age ranges. Like there's like season one definitely was more tailored towards kids, to ease them into the like Misha said, like, ease them in to the show and everything before like end of season one, start of season two, or book two, or book one and book two as they refer to them as. Like that's when the stuff started getting really dark, and then book three, whole like the stuff for the kids, like that went out the window. It's like these guys have grown up. It is war. We are going at it.
Yeah, I was actually
um,
surprised to see that one of the like an invasion of a city is depicted in one of the scene cards, and I was like, oh, they're just okay. We are
yep,
children at war.
yes, the
Ooh.
day
I
of
mean,
Black Sun.
the
Kind of
reason
reminds.
that Aang is the last Airbender is because all of the Airbenders were killed. Like that is why
Yes,
he's the last one.
It's,
Mhm.
oh God, we're so on the nose.
Yeah, we'll say this though. We'll say this. People for thinking like airbenders were like peaceful and nomadic. No, Monkey Yatso, he went down swinging.
They are dangerous benders.
He's
Yes,
the
they
guy
are.
Good
depicted
thing they were
on,
peaceful.
I think, my honorable mentions card, Monk Gyatso, that you just mentioned.
Yes,
That's a
I'm
wild
pretty
card.
sure. But
I really, one of the cards that I'm going to read when we talk about the airbending mechanic is actually, I think, from my understanding of Aang as a character, is a really, really well done description of who Aang is as a character, because it seems like he's a very pacifistic and defensive character at the start of the series, but can very easily turn this, hey, I use this tool just to keep me alive, to goodbye. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna talk about, there are some returning mechanics in this. There's a bunch. There's lessons. There's I think mentors in here. There's no learn cards, which I thought was interesting. We were talking about that before we started, that we hope that Strixhaven is going to have some more learn in 2026, because that should be a lot of fun to have more lessons and learning, because I think lessons and learn is really cool, and I would love to see more of it. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about the elements and how they were talked about, and then I would actually like to talk about Black's point in its color identity, because normally one of the things that's interesting is we talk about how Black doesn't have to represent evil, but it really feels like that was its kind of point here in Avatar. I will say that, like, when you took bending techniques and used them maliciously, that's what made them black, or when they were, like, used in unorthodox ways, that's when they got that black color identity slapped onto them. We'll talk about that, because I do think it's an interesting point to bring up, but the first thing we're going to do is, in the order that the books were talked about, we will go ahead and talk about the elements. Rai, why don't you talk about water bending?
best way to talk about it would just be with the card Waterbending Lesson. So it's 3 and a blue for a sorcery lesson, which has draw 3 cards, then discard a card unless you waterbend 2. And waterbend 2, you can what you do is, while you waterbend, you can tap your artifacts and creatures to help. Each one that you tap will pay for 1. So you have 2 mana available on the field, and you have 2 artifacts or 2 creatures. You want to cast this, you can tap those 2 to reduce the cost by 1, pay the blue one and the 1 generic, and you're good to go.
Waterbending is very cool. I like it. I think it's fun. I like tapping things.
Kind of like a combination improvise and convoke, but with no color.
Yeah. Waterbending is definitely interesting. Like, I could see myself using a few waterbending cards in, like, say, like Shorekai. Especially with, don't give me that face. Say, I'm an Azorius player. I'm a blue player to begin with.
I got to keep my brand going.
I've got a motto to upkeep.
All right, Commander Shield. I'm bringing Shorekai next time for Commander Shield. I'm getting a game against you.
I'll bring my red decks and we'll have fun.
Bring it.
I'm gonna bring Griffins and I'll just go caw.
I still can't play my 1 deck game. I use that Griffin deck and I still won that game. Little tangent,
that Griffin deck is silly. I love that. I love that little Griffins.
I don't get it. But it works.
So yeah, waterbending is definitely an interesting way, especially with, like, blue's ability to untap stuff on other people's turns. It's no downside ever.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Misha,
what are your thoughts on waterbending?
I think waterbending is very similar to Convoke. Like, you can tap your creatures, you can tap, it's like Convoke but plus artifacts. And that's pretty good. Like, the fact that you can now just tap whatever, like, I've got a food, I've got a treasure, just tap it instead of, like, having to sacrifice it. I think it's pretty great. And some of the cards that I've seen in this set that use waterbending, really strong. And I love that your creatures can be summoning sick and they can still tap to basically waterbend things out. Like, that's real good.
I'm tapping my creature. Oh, you're gonna crew a vehicle? No.
You thought.
So we'll go ahead and talk about our earth bending with Geek.
You know, the geologist reading earth bending. Yeah, makes sense. So my example is the card Badger Mole Cub, but it says when it enters Earthbend 1, and Earthbend 1 means Target land you control becomes a 0/0 creature with haste. It's still a land. Put a 1/1 counter on it. Fun part: when it dies or is exiled, you return it to the battlefield tapped. Incredibly flavorful. Yeah, all the you just raise up the earth on it. It gets crumbled. It just goes back to being earth. It's just
Yep.
no downside to having a land creature anymore. How many times in my old decks I turned all my lands into creatures and got like mass exiled, and then I went, oh no.
Yeah.
Now that
And it's
doesn't
like, uh-oh.
happen.
GG's. I can't wait to get
Yeah.
beat to death by a glacial chasm. You
Yeah,
can't
I will
actually
say
because you can't
Earthbending does
attack.
terrify me.
But yeah,
Yeah, I think earthbending is definitely a very new and interesting way to do the creatures of things. Quick rules question. I had to look this up because my partner Shannable, she has an Oboon deck. So when effects like earthbending and Oboon come into play, it's actually very interesting. It's all the layering, all the layers that happen in Magic. Hilariously enough, it's just the last effect applied. So there is a there is an earthbending card in one of the scene kits that's for sale that like makes your creature that you earthbend, and then like creatures you control get hexproof and indestructible if their power is equal to or less than that one's. The great thing would be you swing with this giant 25/25 land, and then they're like, oh, well, I'm going to kill it. And then you're like, no, now it's like a 28/28 land. It would actually become a 0/0 again, and then you'd put more +1/+1 counters on it. But the reverse is also true. So if you earthbend on it first and make it like, let's say, a 2/2, and then Oboon makes it a 9/9, it's now an 11/11. And I think that that's very, very funny. That, if it dies, will come back and re-trigger Oboon to put another counter on something. I think it's hilarious how interaction works with earthbending. It's very funny to me.
I want to stick with
it's
red.
absurd.
It's simpler.
I also love the idea that now white has got a reason to try to earthbend and use Path to Exile on themselves. Now it's just one mana, go grab a land. We're white. We have to be creative, okay? I'm trying.
Ramp's hard.
In mono white, ramp is hard. It's so difficult.
I've seen some crazy stuff from friends of mine, so it's not that bad.
No. Honestly, and this is a different dungeon of it, but I think red needs more assistance. But that's just me.
Correct. Always.
I knew
more.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I'm not biased.
Rye and Misha, what do you think about earthbending?
I think earthbending is probably the best mechanic in the set. Like it's just there's no downside. Animate land, swing with it, and there's just like I think that's the risk of animating lands like prior to this is that if something happens, you lose that land. Now there's no downside. So like I think this is what I think is the best mechanic by far.
Yeah, no, agreed. Earthbending is probably, aside from firebending, I think earthbending is the one I'm most terrified of.
I think for me, my only problem with earthbending is the same problem I have for mana dorks. Like in the late game where I go, do I use this thing for mana or do I attack with it? I think that's my only gripe with earthbending. But yes, I do agree that technically speaking, there's no downside. You can make oh man, I have no creatures. Be ashamed if all these lands became creatures that even if they die, I'm fine.
Yeah. Like if you literally, if you had if you were in a pinch where someone was like going to swing out like you knew like for lethal, and he's like, oh well, cool, all right, I'll play this and I'll earthbend, and now I have lands as creatures, blockers now.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, you kill them, they're just back to being lands.
I did the early access, and there was a game where like my opponent was, had a bunch of creatures, and I had Toph, the Naya Toph, and I was just earthbending every time. At one point, I wasn't getting I was earthbending my lands that were already on the battlefield, making them bigger and bigger. But I was like, wait a second, we're at a stalemate. If I just get wider and wider and wider, and like we're late game, I have tons of lands. Like I don't really need the mana. So I was just like, we're gonna get really wide and send team. And so like I like that there's flexibility in that too, that you can stack onto your already earthbended lands, or you can just make more of them and be like, if this isn't working, let's go around.
So the one thing I do want to talk about before we get off of earthbending is how do y'all feel about lands having keywords or abilities when they have no way to become a creature? Because like Secret Tunnel, for example, has Secret Tunnel can't be blocked. Which, first off, flavorful as hell, but I'm only accepting it if you sing the song. I don't even know the song, but I know that there's a song. And then
Secret tunnel.
Pretty
Pretty much all you gotta
that's
do.
Secret
basically it.
tunnel.
And then there's some other
Through
words.
the mountain.
Uh,
Yeah,
Secret,
it's a simple
secret,
song.
secret.
Easy.
and then there's
Yep,
the
got it.
I think it's like the White Lotus Tea Shop or something like that. It's a land
There's
that has vigilance, which I think is
that's
very interesting.
I think that's the vigilance one is the Rumble Arena, and
That's it,
the
thank you.
Jasmine Dragon just makes allies. So that one's
Yeah.
not one
Yes.
of the ones.
Thank you for correcting me. I appreciate that because
Those kind of cards kind of make you want to build around it. I think that's kind of what they do. That you're like, what? Why does this say that? And then you go through the rabbit hole of trying to build with that.
again bringing up Oboon, the idea of him making a like 9/9 trample vigilance haste land kind of saddens me. Oh, also this one can't be blocked. Like I have to dodge a rogue's passage. Secret Tunnel, I have to also dodge that somehow. All right, and we're gonna talk about as we've been talking about this, arguably the most dangerous one. Misha, tell us about firebending.
All right, firebending. It's going to be on creatures mostly. There are a few cards that give things firebending X, but basically, when you attack with a creature, as you attack, you generate red mana. If it's like firebending X, X is the amount of red mana you generate, and it lasts until the end of combat. So you're gonna have there's a lot of creatures that have abilities that's like pay X and like put a counter or something like that. Or there's even some exhaust creatures where you can do their exhaust ability. There's also like one of my favorite cards, Azula makes a clue. She makes 2 red mana, so you get the clue, and if you don't have anything else to do with it, just sack it, draw a card. Like there is a lot of like flexibility. So a lot of it's like if you have flash creatures, instants, or just a static ability on one of your creatures. It could be the creature attacking or any other creature. You can just use that mana during combat to do thing. And that's great. Like it's pretty dang good.
I love this mechanic.
Firebending is very, very interesting. Geek, you're our resident red player. You can talk about it first, and I'll explain what I would love to do with firebending. But go ahead.
Everything I already do, instant speed shenanigans, and big red mana.
Yeah,
I already like doing things that fast, so no, we're perfect for me.
Misha already touched on it for me, which is activated abilities. Because there's things like Valakut Invoker, which is 8 mana, deal 3 damage to each opponent, which like looks terrible, because it is. But when you're making 10 to 15 free mana just for swinging and you have nowhere else to put it, why not?
Oh, there you go.
There's also like Lore Seeker Stone is an artifact that I love to play, and it's 3 mana, tap, draw 3 cards, but it costs 1 more to use for every card already in your hand. If you've got free mana just for swinging, you could easily just continue to draw 3 cards with no problem.
Graph,
Like-
one of my I was gonna say one of my favorites is that there's so many cards that's like pay this much mana, extra combat, go infinite.
Yeah, the aggravated assault. Like you're just sitting there, just
Yep.
like, oh, aggravated assault, and I burned to death. Woo! Guess I take a kick to the jaw.
You know, firebending is absolutely like it is so dangerous. Like if you're not keeping a tab on someone who's running firebending in their deck, you're
I'm just gonna get a
That
comment
game-
storm to the face.
pretty much.
Yeah, like I was looking at it, and like Misha brought up, there's Sozin's Comet, I think it is called.
Mhm.
And that gives like firebending 5 to everybody, and I'm like, why do you need this much mana unless I'm gonna die? And it's because you're gonna die.
So yeah, well, literally, because like when Sozin's Comet first was first mentioned in the Avatar story, that's actually when the Airbenders were nearly wiped out, and Aang escaped, getting frozen in the iceberg, in that regards, and then season 3, the comet returned, and hence why like we have Phoenix Lord Ozai, who was trying to take out the Earth Kingdom this time. So the Fire Nation tried to wipe out the Airbenders, and then they're like, all right, well, Airbenders are not, there's only one left, so hey, Airbenders, you're next.
He's the Avatar. We've
Yeah,
tried.
fire.
He just keeps avoiding us. He won't take our calls. Yeah, I see a lot of people are excited for firebending, but we're going to talk about what Aang started with, and I'm going to mention airbending, and I'll be using that on the card Airbender's Reversal. It's 1 and a white for an instant lesson. You choose one and destroy target attacking creature, or you airbend target creature you control. Exile it. While it's exiled, its owner may cast it for 2 rather than its mana cost, and that's what airbending does. It doesn't always say you control. It can be used in multiple instances. We'll talk about that when we talk about my honorable mention, actually. But yeah, I think that airbending is very, very interesting because it lets you cast it from exile for just 2 generic. You don't have to pay anything specific. You or whoever's thing you've airbent. This is really, really good for you as a player. If you have a ton of ETB effects, this is actually like a fun and different way to do it. It is a casting cost, so you do have to pay attention for things like that. Because I know that, like, I'm actually really unfortunate to see what these things do with the new version of the incarnations that are coming out in Lorwyn, because they have ETB effects for the mana you've paid to bring them out. So you can just reset them with an airbending and then pay like there's one that's a white-black one, the double white or the double black from its casting, and you casted it for its colors. What does it do? This could be very silly to reset things like that. I think this could be very, very fun. My favorite card ever in Magic is Solemn Simulacrum, and for 4 mana, go get a basic, and then on the next turn, reset it, and for 2 mana, go get a basic. Chef's kiss. Love that. But we'll start with Misha on this one. What are your thoughts on airbending?
One of the things I like is that, just if you have something that's 6, 7, 8 mana, that can you imagine airbending an Eldrazi and just recasting an Eldrazi for 2? So like in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna try to do something silly with big things, airbend them, and then get, all that added value for a steep discount.
Yep.
Geek is so utterly disgusted. Also, I'm thinking like Cityscape Leveler. Also. The 2 mana, you no longer have that thing anymore. 2 mana, do it again.
Yeah. So like I think it's great for bouncing like your opponent's 1-drops, and it's like, if you have nothing else to do, bounce their 1-drop, make them pay more for it. But more so for myself, like if I have something huge, because I want to say that like there's some of the stuff that you can like cheat out. Like what is it? Is it like sneak attack or something? Like there's stuff you can cheat onto the battlefield, and then airbend it. Like I think there's some really interesting potential tech there of.
Oh yeah, there's some combat tricks available here.
Type thing. Yeah.
I also love one of my favorite strategies in Magic is politics, just because like I don't like to stop people from doing the game. So airbend is the perfect thing for me, where I just go, you don't get to have this right now. You can have it later, no problem, but for right now, no. And if you want to keep it around, talk to me. I don't want it coming my way. Because if it keeps coming my way, it'll go into exile permanently. I want you to have your toys. Just stop it. Like that's just
right.
Airbend is perfectly me. What would you say, Ryan?
Okay, Dad.
No, yeah, that's what that's where I'm the polar opposite. Like he tries to do that to me in game, and I'm just like, no. Like I'm stubborn to the T. I'm like, no. Like you think I will figure out a way around this? I will.
Airbend is one of the few instant speed versions of these things. I've noticed that like a lot of this stuff is all relatively sorcery speed. Like waterbending can be depending upon what has waterbending on it, but airbending seems to be the one that is most like, no, I can do this pretty much whenever I need to version of the ability. Yeah, that was my understanding.
Flavor wise, it just should be. They are very fast.
Yes.
I also want to say, just reading the mechanic, that if something that's airbent has flash, it doesn't seem like that pay 2 is timing restricted, so you could technically flash things back out. So like that I think is an interesting mechanic, because like with plot, that has to be sorcery speed. So like it's an interesting way of now making people pay 2 more or pay 2 colorless, but it's not timing restricted depending on what the card that's been earth or airbent is.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like, I am honestly thinking about I have a flash speed deck. Like, and so, the idea of something of being like I'm not only my flash speed, but my commander also cares about ETB effects. So, like, I'm just gonna put this away for right now. You tried to kill it. It'll be reset back to 0. No more counters on it. Your end step, tap for 2, bring it back in. I said, oh, look. No. I get to have my toys immediately. You don't. But yeah, I think all of the bending types, at least to my understanding of them, are represented really, really well with these mechanics. Do any of you disagree with them?
No, honestly, I think they hit they got it right, and couldn't be more pleased.
I do think for a balancing reason, the reason you don't get to keep the firebending mana until, say, like, the end of turn compared to the end of combat is purely for that. It feels just like it's balancing. If you just get to make a bunch of free red mana, that could get out of control very, very quickly.
It's also the use it or lose it is very red, and I very much like that. Like, you have a certain time to use it. If you don't use it, you just don't get it. It's like with the impulse draw. If you don't use it, they're gone. So,
well, even just like in the show, they punch and then fire shoots out, but like, I mean, it doesn't last. So like, it felt very like, yeah, I'm punching, here's my fire, and then it's gone.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That actually makes a ton of sense.
Whereas, the rocks will still be sticking up. The water, a lot of the times they'll freeze it and it'll still be there. And then, yeah. So like, I felt like even in like an animation kind of way, the abilities feel actively similar to how you would portray them in Magic.
Perfect.
You can tell
Good job,
the
Wizards.
people who were making the set also grew up with this or was very affected by it, and it shows.
Great job, Chris Mooney.
I was
you
just
did a
about
great
to say,
job.
yeah. Chris also, they were on Loading Ready Run for the pre-release, and they got to talk a lot about the design for the behind of it. So if you ever wanted to check that out, I would say go check those videos. They do a crack-a-pack where, as they're going through like each individual card, they got to really go into like not only the lore behind the card, but the design process, and it was fascinating to see. I love when we get to talk about stuff like that. I don't think enough designers do. With stuff like this. So, like, huge shout out. This was very clearly, I think, like, the Doctor Who was, like, Gavin explained, like, the lore behind it and everything, and he was so adamant about this. When they love the set they're putting out, you really feel it.
Oh, agreed.
That is going to bring us into something that we generally seem to do a lot here, and that's because I find lands to be fascinating for a lot of things. And so this set is no different than any other set. We actually have a cycle of rare lands. We didn't talk about Spider-Man. Spider-Man had 2 that we would have talked about, which were lands with extra abilities on them. For example, we had the... I can't remember the name of either of them, but there was a Grixis land and a Bant land. The Grixis one, you could play it from discard because it had Mayhem on it, which I thought was fascinating. And then the Bant one... you could pay 2 mana and return a tapped creature to your hand to put it onto the battlefield. And I was like, that's also crazy. Love these designs. These designs are nuts. Love stuff like that. This set's no different. We have a 5-cycle land of these. We've got everything here. So we're going to go ahead and start with Misha's least favorite land that she's going to get to read. And we'll go with Misha, tell us about the Fire Nation Palace.
All right. Fire Nation Palace says this land enters tapped unless you control a basic land. Tap it, add 1 red mana, and then you can pay 1 colorless and a red mana tap it. Target creature you control gains Firebending 4 until end of turn. This is my least favorite of this cycle of lands, just because you have to pay one a red and you have to tap this one, so you're really only going to be netting one red mana. That's Firebent mana. So like, if you don't have a good way to spend it, that one extra mana, um, you're not really getting much else. I think I'd rather just have 3 lands untapped post combat most times.
I can understand that. The thing you'll notice across all 5 of these lands is they all have that first line of text where they enter into play untapped, enter into play tapped unless you control a basic land. That is a line of text that makes me so adamantly excited and sad all at the same time, because that is definitely not a hard thing to have to go through. Like the Takir ones required you to control either of the 2 types of the clan. These ones are like, oh, I have this this basic forest. Fire Nation Palace comes into play untapped, ready to go, because that's what I needed. You to have access immediately. But yeah, I do agree with Misha in the sense of like the idea but with what Geek said earlier, this does make a ton of sense where the red side of it of use it or lose it. I can't tell you how many times people are like, oh man, if I just had one more mana, I'd be able to just win right here. And sometimes that one, even at impulse speed, will change the game. It's crazy.
Yeah. I think it's a very fringe use, whereas some of the others are a lot more like useful at any time, at least in my opinion.
Oh, I agree with you. I've read all these and I'm just like, man, that red, like the problem is if somebody's activating that red one, I'm gonna go, oh, this is gonna hurt like a lot, isn't it? If you're using it for that reason, I'm about to feel some pain.
I do think it's interesting because you have to activate it before you attack. So like, it's not like you can just instant speed do this. It's like activate it, combat swing.
It's the biggest like tell. You're just like, oh, okay, well, hold on, wait, I got responsive before combat starts.
Yeah.
Geek, Ryan, your feelings on that one?
Same. If you need that one more mana, then it's going to be telegraphed. Yeah. But there's no necessarily downside to playing it, as long as you're a responsible deck builder and have basics in your land base, you'll be fine.
I think
Because
one of the
it's just a mountain with an extra ability, essentially.
That's actually the thing that I wanted to bring up before we get Ryan's opinion on. I apologize for jumping in here. Is that I actually think that these cards are great in their monocolored counterparts. Like these all do things in the colors that they want to do. And dropping a single basic to put this in your monocolor deck, probably no downside at all. Like for example, the land Geek's going to talk about, I'm slotting that in my mono green deck immediately once I pull it. Joke's on you, I pulled it already.
Yeah, I was like, I'm probably put this in a fair amount of decks that run red as long as I have basics, because you're right, there really is no downside. There's just not too much extra upside, at least for this one. The other ones have more upside.
I not to toot my own horn, but I think I might have the strongest of the cycle in this one that I'm reading. In my personal opinion, we'll get to that in a second. But Rye, what are your opinions of Fire Nation Palace?
I mean, honestly, my opinions are pretty much the same. What everyone has already basically said. So I don't want to be like I don't want it to be an echo chamber in here. But yeah, like yeah, I think we're all in the same mindset.
So let's go ahead and jump somewhere else. And with Geek, why don't you read us Ba Sing Se? For there is no war.
There is no war in Ba Sing Se. Ba Sing Se is land, enters, untapped if you have a basic. Tap for green, and then 2 and a green and tap it for Earthbend 2. So you activate it only as a sorcery, but target land you control becomes a 0/0 creature with haste that's still land. You get 2 counters on it, and if it dies or is exiled, it comes back tapped. Yeah, nice. You just have an extra creature.
I think this is one of those ones where this is in the ranking. It would be Fire Nation, then Ba Sing Se. I do think Ba Sing Se is a little. is not the best, purely because in order to get the best effect out of it, you need to actually have 5 lands. I know that it's two and a green, and so it's only technically speaking 4 to activate because you have to tap Boss Sensei itself. But technically, to get the best effect out of it, you need to have a 5th land to Earthbend.
Yep.
Is it a downside? No, especially if you're like, I've got nothing else to do, I have no land play in hand, may as well turn this into a 2/2 that'll untap, be able to block for me next turn, especially if it's early in the game. Absolutely. Sure.
Yeah.
Also should be noted that I don't believe the lands actually get creature types on
No.
Earthbend. So
They don't become elementals like you would see in Zendikar.
Yeah, so keep that in mind for your like kindred decks. They don't
Still
become
flavorful
anything.
because they don't
yeah,
they don't
hilarious.
imbue them with an elemental thing. It's just a rock thrown at you.
Geomancy at its finest.
Yeah.
Also, I guess the question for the 3 of you, and we'll start with we started with Misha a couple times. We'll start with Ryan with this one.
Mhm.
Do you think Boss Sensei is represented well by the color green?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It's
Like when I think Boss Sensei, like, unfortunately, like it did, when Avatar got announced, I was like thinking like certain areas like Fire Nation, we knew that was gonna be red. Like the colors kind of lined up for themselves. But yeah, no, I think Boss Sensei being green is accurate.
completely agree.
Okay.
You could make the argument for black with all the political shenanigans that happen there, but at its core,
Oh, yeah, absolutely, yeah. It easily could have been a Golgari land. Like I wouldn't have if they did that. I wouldn't have.
These
Also, would
things
not have been.
being dual colored for coming into play untap for a basic would have been insane.
I'll agree. Like, but that's why I think like it would have probably been different if they were dual colored.
Honestly,
They would probably
be
had a different.
mythics at that point.
Yeah.
Because that's just
Who needs dual lands anymore?
right? I run basics alongside my dual lands.
That's like you ain't lying.
We'll go ahead and let I believe we're gonna go ahead with Ryan to talk about the realm of Ko. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Is it Ko?
Yes, you are pronouncing. It is Ko. Yes. So Realm of Ko, basically just like the other 2 lands, same thing. Enters tapped unless you control a basic. Tap and add a black, and then you can pay 3 in a black and tap the land. You create a 1/1 colorless spirit creature token. With this token can't block or be blocked by non-spirit creatures. Honestly, like this, like I was very curious how they were gonna like with the spirit realm and everything for the because there are only a few cards that really reference the spirit realm in here, like so Code of Face Stealer, Heibai, both the Azorius and the Wooburg one that is in the I believe they're in that one. That copy is in the Jumpstart. I think it was.
Oh, do you mean the Orzhov version for Heibai?
Yeah.
Did I say?
You said it's Orzhov.
You said
Heybot, yeah,
So
Heybot.
build.
Orzhov.
It's
So
Orzhov.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
Orzhov. I meant Orzhov. Yeah,
Heibai.
Heibai.
Oh, Heibai. Okay, apologies. I pronounced that wrong.
Hey, by the bear.
But yeah, the Realm of Ko was like, if any like location would be considered mono black, it's this realm. Like it's definitely Realm of Ko. Like the man or the creature thing, whatever you want to call it. The way Ko's power functions is you cannot show any emotion in his realm. If you do, your face is gone. Ko steals your face literally.
What the hell?
The name of the card and in the story is Ko the Face Stealer. That is literally his name.
Ah.
He looks like a big old. He's like a centipede thing too. So
Some of them were
his card looks really cool.
Yeah. It's insane.
Also, one of the things I wanted to talk about with this is that this is another new spirit token. I had to look this up to make sure I was correct when I was thinking about it. Spirits are the most common token creature type that has the most different kind of tokens. There's there's spirit illusions that Teferi makes that they're like power and toughness equal to the number of cards in your hand. There's 2/2 blue spirits. There's 1/1 white flying spirits. Those are your most common. There's 1/1 colorless spirits, and now these 1/1 colorless that can't block or be blocked by non-spirits.
Like Shadow.
It's so strange. Linking it to only being blocked by a specific creature type is fascinating. Don't know how
It's really. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's really interesting to me because I think a lot of the like spirits are portrayed as Orzhov because it's very much a they're dark and light. They keep balance like between the spirit realm. So like I understand why Realm of Ko is the mono black card, but it's interesting that the spirit isn't like an Orzhov spirit versus a colorless spirit.
That is another spirit that I forgot to mention. We have white-black spirits that have flying. I'm a terrible Orzhov player. Forgive me. Forgive me, Mother Tesa.
I mean,
I will say, like, this land, it's a decent land. Is it the best out of the 5? No, definitely not. Like, can it create a creature? That's great, but the creature can't block. But it does, like, if your opponent doesn't have any spirit creatures on their end, you get free damage. That's good. Like, it's not completely useless, but it is probably not the best out of the cycle.
Does it exile a card from the graveyard? Did I hear that correctly?
nope.
No.
No. Okay.
Mhm.
So
It just makes a spirit.
yeah, this is one of the few times that like to make a token. And also sometimes black just needs a creature to sack to get their job done.
Like, I legitimately would put this in my Yawgmoth deck.
That he's disgusting with that ability. He doesn't need free creatures.
No, it does not.
So we'll go ahead and talk about my land, and that is the Abandoned Air Temple. I wonder why it's abandoned. It is the white land, so it enters play tapped unless you control basic land. You tap and add a white. You pay 3 in white and tap it and put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. This is arguably the strongest land, and I've heard a lot of people talk about how this is just a better Gavity Township, to which they're 1000% correct it is. I think the only selling point towards Gavity Township is that, like, most decks that are doing +1/+1 counters are white-green anyway, but that land never comes into play untapped. Never comes into play tapped. You don't need to do anything specific. So if you just don't have basics in your hand or on the battlefield, this is going to come into play tapped, and you won't be able to use it right away, where Gavity Township might. The possibility of this not being usable immediately, though, is very low, in my opinion, and so I think that that's very strong. That's also instant speed. It's instant speed, pump my whole board for 5 mana. Like, that's
Airbending
insane.
for you very fast.
It's
Bill,
really
it's not 5 mana. It's 4.
I say it's 5 because you have to tap the land itself to do it.
I'll give you that
So
one.
I'll
drink you on that.
I view each of these as technically speaking 1 mana higher than they're actually listed as, because they require you to do the thing. That's like what Misha brought up about firebending, where it technically speaking it's
Fair.
3 mana to get 4. Though if you have a way to untap your lands, because like green's really good at doing that. Like green just has like Stone Cedar Hierophant that has tap and untap a land you control, and also has the activated ability that it untaps itself when a land comes into play. So you can like earthbend a land, it untap it for it to block, then it dies, it comes back, and Stone Cedar Hierophant untaps itself.
What is it? Is it Seedborn Muse that's like untap on everybody's untap step?
It is Seaborn.
Disgusting.
Yeah. And if you could turn it into an artifact creature somehow, like my favorite thing would be like Earthbend and Artifact, like Toph, the first Metal Bender, even does, and you can just play on Winding Clock. If it was a Darksteel Citadel, it's untapping.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not supposed to tell everyone what I'm going to do with Toph.
They all knew. They're
I
smart
mean,
Magic players.
They can do Naya artifacts and not lands. Yay.
I'm being yelled at by my fiance, quietly, because I was supposed to wake her up before we began recording, and I didn't. I suck. So, that's the rare land cycle.
Oh no, we
Yeah,
got the blue
Oh
one.
yeah, we got the other one. I'm sorry, I'm a butthead. Go ahead and let's talk about the blue one, Misha.
I mean, it is right and proper to ignore the blue one, but
Hey, no.
It's Misha's favorite.
No.
We definitely can't ignore it.
Okay, we'll read it then.
It's funny because I'm not actually really a blue player, but Agnikella is the blue land, so enters untapped if you control a basic land, add blue, pay 2 and a blue, tap it, draw a card, then discard a card. So it's just, I think that any blue deck will probably want to play this because it's just a free loot effect, which is what blue loves to do.
And blue,
I wanted
another,
him as a deck.
yeah, and blue, another thing to first off, again, that's also instant speed, which is, yeah, they needed that.
Yeah, I think this is a really good like evergreen blue land. Like Fire Nation, Ba Sing Se, though in to a certain degree, Realm of Co, those are for I think certain strategies, but Abandoned Air Temple and Agnikella, I think are gonna go in just about any deck
Oh yeah.
that well, yeah, I think they're pretty evergreen for a lot of different strategies.
If you
Agreed.
don't care about
Like,
one encounter, just pumping up your creatures and being able to
yeah,
get that last little bit of damage. Yeah,
that
Mm.
pretty
that
good.
definitely, yeah, that is 100% a card. Like, especially in a mono, if like you're running mono white, it's like, oh, you don't like, yeah, you could just run like all basics, like what, but it's like no, like that right there, that is a great anthem effect. Like, why wouldn't you run it?
Yep.
And
I
same
also
thing
think.
with,
Sorry, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
I don't know, but I was basically like with Agnikella as well. Like, it's again for mono blue, like it's the same thing. It's like you want to draw cards. Yeah, you're discarding one, but it's just another outlet to draw cards. Like Misha said, like they're very evergreen. They fit in pretty much any deck you can build. They're just good.
I also think like Grixis discard strategies also want this because like
Oh
instant
yeah.
speed discard is really funny
Yep.
for them because I never play them or get the cards that I need to discard. But yeah, that's the rare land cycle. This is probably on the higher end of stronger land cycles in my opinion, especially Ryan brought it up. The blue and the white ones, they
Well,
are.
Misha brought it up. Not me. Do not give me that credit.
Oh,
Misha
you
brought
know
it.
what?
No, hey,
Have a good night,
no.
It's
everybody.
okay.
I just
Same
piggybacked
brain.
on it.
Fine.
It's okay. I'm just gonna go eat an air temple or something. I don't know. Folks, what you came here for, we're finally going to talk about it. We are into our favorite card. So we've got something to do here. And so after we've read all of our cards, we're going to go ahead and let the three talk about their favorite characters for the series and what those characters meant for them. So we'll start this video off on talking about what the set means to people and end it on what these specific characters meant for people. But right now, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about our honorable mentions. And much like every other video, I'm last like I should be. Our guest is going to go first. We're going to go Misha, Geek, Ryan, and myself. We're going to keep that order throughout the rest of the time we're doing this here. So let's go ahead and talk about your honorable mention, Misha.
Yes, I'm very excited to talk about my honorable mention. It is Flopsy, Boomy's buddy. So Flopsy is 4 colorless, 2 green, legendary creature, Ape Goat. When Flopsy ETBs, put 1 counter on each creature you control. Each creature you control with power 4 or greater can't be blocked by more than 1 creature, and Flopsy himself is a 4/4. This card is just like pretty good, like especially in limited. I played it in my during the early access event. This just like ended games. Like he came down, pumped the team, and if they were power 4 or greater, stuff couldn't be blocked by more than 1 thing. And I mean, I just also love Flopsy. This is Boomy's pet. He's such a little cute little guy. Boomy pets him and he just like kicks his little leg. He's just a little baby. So Boomy or Flopsy, Boomy's buddy, is my honorable mention because I just love him.
Didn't realize he said on each creature. I thought it said on target creature. Each creature's kind of nutty.
Pumped up the team.
And he's uncommon.
Yeah,
Mhm.
this guy as a PDH commander would be hilarious to see. Because that's what Green needed. Green needed more better things.
I mean,
I
he
said
is
that a few
6
times
mana.
during previews.
Oh, that's like turn 2 for them. Let's be real. What did you say, Geek? I'm sorry, I was responding to Misha.
The green getting more better things. I said that a few times during previews.
Maybe,
Like,
maybe
oh,
just
really?
maybe
Come
just a
on.
little.
Oh, really? Come on. I think I did that a few times, yeah.
All right, Geek. How about you?
Surprise, it's red card. My honorable mention is Firebender Ascension. 1 in red for an enchantment. When it enters, make a 2/2 red soldier with firebending 1. And whenever a creature you control attacking causes a triggered ability of that creature to trigger, put a quest counter on this enchantment. Then if it has 4 more quest counters on it, you may copy the ability and you may choose new targets for the copy. So it's another good old copy attack trigger ability, but you have to jump flight hoop. Not quite slow. It's just slow. But, another one of those. Now, and the fun thing about it is firebending gives you mana, but it's not a mana. It is a triggered ability, not a mana ability, so it can be copied. So with this out, everyone gets double red mana. Yeah. More bigger spells. So that's my honorable mention.
This is. It also says whenever a creature you control triggers. So if you were swinging with like 4
Correct.
creatures and and all 4 of them have firebending,
Correct.
this thing it just immediately copies everything. No.
Yep.
No, because it would resolve one at a time.
You
The
could
fourth one would
flash.
get copied. But yeah, you can
Yeah.
stack it how you want. Like, oh,
That's still
Firelord
fun.
Zuko, he's firebending X. He'll be the last one to go.
Correct. Yeah.
Uh,
And it's only a mono red card, so it goes in all the decks that care about extra, attack triggers.
This was the other cycle that was in contention for something that we talk about, because there is a bending ascension for each of the colors. I can't remember what Black's was.
I don't think Black did get one.
Yeah,
did
that's
they?
right. Black might not have gotten one, but all of the bending ascensions were nuts. I was like, these things exist. Why? Why do they need to be enchantments at that?
Because Ascension enchantments have always been fun.
I'm aware,
and not broken at
but
all.
This one, I think that there's. I don't fully know what the blue one does. It never really peaked on my radar. I know the green does earthbending, which is really silly.
The blue one draws you cards if you have enough counters. I think you have to do
that's-
combat damage.
And
That's
waterbend
right.
4 to make the creature unblockable.
Yeah,
There it is.
all
Yep.
of the ascensions are honestly, they're pretty strong for these little enchantments.
Yeah, they're not bad. I like them.
That's a fun card though.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, what you got?
My honorable mention is more of a joke card. I was actually very surprised that this got a card in the set, but it's the Merchant of Many Hats. 1 in a black for a just for a creature, not a legendary creature, just human peasant ally. And power and toughness is 2/2. So fun. Like I picked it more so one for like I was like, looking at my honorable mention, I'm like, what's a fun? Like I saw it, I'm like, oh yeah, no, I got to mention the Merchant of Many Hats. It's a one-off character in the series, but he is hilarious because he has split personality. So like he's also known as Doc the Ferryman, Zhu the Fishmonger, and Bushi the River Cleaner. He appeared. Like I said, he's a one-off character. He appeared in an episode where the Avatar gang was helping a village based in a large river that was being poisoned by a Fire Nation factory. They basically were cleaning it up, but he was one of the focal characters in there because he got the group to the village, and then like he just kept making appearances. And at the end of the episode, they see him actually change the hat, and the dude's like, "Wait," and he just plays it off as like, "Oh, you mean my brother?" Literally, like, even though like he literally changed hat right in front of him. He's a joke character, but it was very much needed type of character in that season, I should say, book 3, because book 3 had some very heavy and dark moments. So like having a joke character like him, and the fact that he got a card, I'm like, yes.
Does he switch hats? Okay.
In the show, yes.
Okay, good. Good. That you can't be
Hence,
the merchant.
hence why.
Yeah, it all changes once the hat's on.
Yep. His personality, whatever hat he's wearing, that's the person he is.
When I
And then his ability is 2 and a black. Return this card from your hand, graveyard to your hand. Which so it's like even if you kill him, he's coming back.
when I first saw this card, I thought he ran a haberdashery. I thought he was a
Nope.
hat merchant.
Nope.
Not that he wears multiple hats for jobs. I thought he
He
was
wears
like, welcome to my haberdashery. Would you like to buy a hat?
Nope. Yeah, not at all.
I also I'm gonna apologize and call myself out here. I think haberdashery is the word I'm looking for.
I think so.
Okay.
I believe
Is
you're
that a
correct. I have no idea.
What?
Oh, that's a cobbler. Yes,
That-
you're
that
right.
is a
Have
cobbler.
actually a hat.
Okay, good. Misha, what were you about to say?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, okay.
It's just that's a funny episode.
So we will go ahead
It
and
is-
talk. Oh, go ahead, Ray.
Oh, I was gonna say, it is just one of the few it had serious moments in that episode, but it also had its lighthearted moments too. So that episode was a very good balance in all honesty.
Fascinating. I will talk about my honorable mention, which is Airbending Lesson. It's 2 and a white for an instant lesson. It's a common. It says Airbend target non-land permanent. Draw a card. This is what we brought up with earlier, where this does not say you control. So you can airbend your own thing. You can airbend your opponent's stuff. Whatever you need to do. This is just great. It could reset you. This is actually great for doing things like declare your creatures a blocker on their giant thing that can't, their giant thing that you can't let hit you, and then airbend your own thing to save it. For example, or obviously the better version of it is airbend their thing to put it away. But you also get to draw a card off of this. 3 mana, either get rid of a problem or save your own thing for a quick second and replace it. Is really good value, especially on a common.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
A very flexible card to just it's those cards that do work in decks. That just make decks work.
You're never going to be
Yeah.
sad to draw this card.
Yep, exactly.
Yep.
Unless you
I
want
will
to
be
board
because
wipe.
it's a white card.
All right. We get it. But we had just finished getting through our honorable mentions. So, Misha, what is your number 5?
All right, this might be a silly one, and I'm pretty sure it's also a reprint, maybe. Or maybe it's not. It's Deadly Precision. It's a sorcery speed card. It's removal. It's 1 black as an additional cost to cast a spell. Pay 4 colorless or sacrifice an artifact or creature. Destroy target creature. I love this because I love the art on it. It's a picture of Mai throwing these little darts, and they're coming literally at you, out of the artwork, and I'm like, she's such a baddie. I love her. She's
It's not
also
a reprint, by
Zuko.
the way.
Yeah,
It's not a reprint.
It is not a
Okay.
reprint.
Yeah, it
I was
is
gonna
not.
say there are a lot of cards that do this same, a similar effect. So that's why I was like, I feel like I've played this millions of times, but it's not a reprint, but it's just cold-hearted black removal, and I'm a fan. And I love the art because I love a woman that could kill me.
Yes.
The flavor.
You were about to say something with Zuko, by the way, Misha, and then I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say this is Zuko's girlfriend, so I'm like, I love her.
The flavor text is primo. Mai didn't always care, but she never missed.
So I
deadly.
love black removal that is, pay 1, and if you have something to sacrifice, that's a artifact or creature, or if you late game just want to pay a full 5 mana, it's good. It's decent. I probably wouldn't put it in a commander deck, but I'd play it. I played it in my pre-release. I played at least 2 copies of my pre-release, and the art's what's really clinching it for me. So.
And
Yeah,
you
no,
are
I think that's valid.
And you are the perfect embodiment of why we do these lists, because these top 5s aren't always because we like what it does. Sometimes we just like the artwork. I also have to keep a running thing, because it's been pointed out to me by people at Commander Seal that every time we do these videos, I always have a comment on my list, and realize that I just like commons. I just like when they do awesome things, and this is one of those. Love this.
Well,
Is it-
I'm a limited player at heart, so for me, like, I'm always looking at commons and uncommons because I love drafting. So like, I wouldn't take this pack one pick one, but like, I'd shove a couple in my decks.
Yeah. Alrighty. That brings us to Geek, your number 5.
Mine is also a mono black card with great art. It's Foggy Swamp Visions. 2 black for a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast the spell Waterbend X, so you can get some help from all your artifacts and friends. Is exile X target creature cards from graveyards. For each creature card exiled this way, create a token that's a copy of it. At the beginning of your next end step, sack the tokens. I love exiling your stuff out of your graveyard and copying it for my own purposes. So, plus the art is just really cool. It's gorgeous. But yeah, it's the theft, but not. I don't take your physical card, which I love because I play spell table. But like all the coolest things in the graveyards, I'm just gonna make copies of them. It's great.
This card has a ton of utility, because I'm always one of those ones that says run more graveyard hate, because one, I like a challenge. I'm a graveyard player. And two, because the two things that people don't really interact with are graveyards and lands, really, and they're like two of the strongest things that people have access to, which is nuts to me. This is very funny to me. It's sorcery speed, so you're doing it on your turn. So it's already so fair. But the flip side of it is that it doesn't give those creatures haste. This isn't a red theft effect. This is a black theft effect. It wouldn't grant them. So the first thought everybody's is like, oh, well, I would do things like grab their Solemn, I'd grab their Elvish Norn, I'd grab their Noxious Gear Hulk, things like that. Where this one, to me, is I will take all your crap. I will just take all the creature cards out of your graveyard just so that you don't have access to them. I don't even care about using them. But also, I will just play a haste affecting thing. Because I'm playing this as Sauron.
It's gonna have haste.
It's very interesting, though. It also says from graveyards, so you could do this to yourself. If you're just like, I'm going to recur my entire graveyard for a hot second, and it's enough to say
Sir Conrad.
No.
Sir Conrad. He likes this effect.
Oh yeah, Sir Conrad really does like this effect.
I love the look on your face, Scruffy, when you were like, "Oh no,
Yeah.
oh no."
Yeah.
I was just trying to hold back the vomit.
This hits a lot
Also,
of axes for me.
So going to the show for a hot second, is this something that happened to Sokka?
Yes.
Okay, because that looks like Katara and Yue. Or Yui?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yue.
It is Yue. Okay.
Yeah, Yue.
This looks like Katara and Yue. And, I just looked at the alternate art. It's Sokka. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, one of the things that I brought up earlier with like Black's identity in the Avatar set being that it seems like nefarious or unorthodox uses of that thing, because this has the waterbending crest, I guess, on the back. I don't want to call it the waterbending watermark.
This is the swamp bender kind of area. They're a little odd.
But this doesn't seem nefarious technically. I don't know. I don't want to know everything, but it's something that jumped out at me that I noticed. So I was like, oh, this has the waterbending mark behind it, but it's mono black.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think the way they did it is like obviously there are like, evil characters and that are bad. That's obviously black. They also incorporate like spirits that are black, but also I think like in this particular instance it's like something that they struggled with. Like they were in this swamp and were having visions. So like just a like, you know, negative thing that they had to overcome is also what I think they incorporate as black.
It's interesting to see. That's a fun card. Good pick, Geek. Rye, you're number 5.
Lo and behold, as usual, my first card is usually a Kindred card, and it is. My number 5 is White Lotus Tile. 4 generic mana for an artifact. It enters tapped, but it has tap, add X mana of any one color, where X is the greatest number of creatures you control that have a creature type in common. This card got announced, and I kid you not, both Geek and Entropy, like both, were like, right, need like 10 copies of this card. I'm like, you're not lying. It is obviously it is not meant for every deck. It is more so focused towards Kindred, so definitely like, the fact that it's 4 mana and also enters tapped is hinders a little bit, unfortunately. But I feel like it has to be come in tapped, because if it didn't, and you could just do this right out the gate, tap and add X mana. While it's still of any one color, X mana of any color for just tapping an artifact is absurd, especially if you are running a very like I run like Ur Dragon. Is my go-to deck. That's just insane. But like mono green elves love this, because elves are so. Yeah, it's not as like, but this also can really help any monocolored Kindred decks that really like need like mono generations, like mono blue, mono white, like mono red, black. You go this like, I will probably never not like Kindred, and seeing that like Kindred is still getting support even in universes beyond, I'm all for it.
There are a ton, and I mean a ton, of allies in this set.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The first person that jumps out to me is actually Ryan's build around legend that we'll talk about in a little bit. He's the first one that jumps out at me as that this is about. But I am a loving and devoted husband. My partner Shanable, she plays Kaikar, and so she doesn't actually like fully play a lot of spirits in the deck, but Kaikar just makes spirits for you casting non-creature spells. So you just play this and then just start generating a ton of mana.
If you have like honestly, if you have any inkling of a Kindred synergy in your deck, this card will generate you excess mana, which is phenomenal.
The one that jumps out at me, honestly, is like if your commander makes tokens that share its creature type, that's the route to go. Like Geist of Saint Traft, or I'm sorry, is he the one that makes a 4/4 angel?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
yeah.
You
so
have
like that one. You might sit there and you might have like hard pressed time to do. But like for example, I have One-Eye, who is a Tyrannid and makes Tyrannids upon entering.
Yep.
And I have that's not a Tyrannid deck though. Oh, Krenko go burr.
Yeah, but
Krenko just go burr.
Yeah.
Because goblins needed more red mana.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say I don't think we're gonna talk about her, but I built a Katara the Fearless deck that is all about allies because she doubles ally triggers. So that's why I was like, I finally pulled one of those, and so I'm like, oh, I have a place for you to go live.
There you go.
It's so weird because like when I generally build green decks, and this could be a different Dungeon Dummy episode, talk about like building philosophies and whatnot. Like I try my best not to run mono rocks because land ramp is just safer and more reliable. But like, yeah, like that's one of those decks where because she's double triggering allies, and I know that I'm gonna have a crap ton of them, that like I probably might find a way to slot this as also because flavor, because it is an avatar set with avatar cards. So like,
yeah.
Absolutely.
That deck has mostly avatar cards, so yeah.
As it should, let's be honest.
Right? Yeah.
Like, I can understand Tazri leading Team Avatar because she's just like, I am also an ally, let's go. But at the same time, that brings us to me with my number 5. I just love lesson cards. Mine's is a question, and it's how to start a riot. It's 2 and a red for an instant lesson. It's a common. Target creature gains menace until end of turn. And creatures target player controls gets +2/+0 until end of turn. I also love the flavor text of, hey, riot! That's funny.
exactly how it goes in the show. They're
Yep,
trying
that's
to
literally.
start a riot. That's
They're trying to do a prison
phenomenal.
break.
mhm.
So one of the big things here is the fact that some people read this and go, okay, cool, it's a combat trick, whatever. You don't realize how versatile of a combat trick this actually is, because none of it says you control. None of it. It's target creature gains menace, and creatures target player controls. So yes, the best use of this card is give your biggest creature menace, pump your board, swing in at your opponent, which is exactly how we used it during pre-release. But if you're in a multiplayer format, or you're playing two-headed giant,
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna give your creature menace and pump all your creatures. Go get them, buddy.
You know, it's really fun. Playing this in Azula, where you get double copying spells. I might have done that recently, where
Oh,
I
that's
played,
mean.
and so I actually played something and I copied it 3 times, so all of my creatures got +6/+0.
I love
Oh
hearing
why?
What the
It
hell is
was
wrong with you?
I like to have fun.
Respect on that. No, respect on that.
Sadly, I
I'm
still
here for a
didn't
long
win,
time.
but
You aren't.
yeah, I
I'm
may
sorry.
not have won, but I had a good time.
Yeah, but I love cards like this. I love these commons that you're like sitting there and like, give a creature menace, pump my team by +2/+0, big whoop, and I'm like, no, like, oh, hey, you swung at him, and I don't want him alive anymore. Cool, 3 mana, you're dead now. Thanks for playing.
Yeah. Or one of your opponents attacks the other opponent and they don't have quite enough damage, and they're not expecting to kill that person, and that person's not expecting to die. He's just like,
Nelly Borka, the accuser, the one who goes and suspects things. This card's got her plastered all over it. Like, you're gonna have to swing at him anyway. You may as well have some more power.
yeah.
Here, let me help you.
Yes, I already helped you once. Allow me to help you again. You're just helping them kill me. I said I was
Yes.
helping them. I never said
Yes.
anything about you. Yeah, that's my number 5. I love silly little cards like that. I think people don't realize the utility of things like that. And so now we will talk about Misha's number 4. That's right, we're into number 4.
Number 4. Okay. My number 4 is, and this is actually really surprising for me because I am not much of a blue player, but it's the Unagi of Kyoshi Island. It's 3 colorless, 2 blue, and it's a 5/5 serpent with flash, and it has ward waterbend 4. And whenever an opponent draws their second card each turn, you draw 2 cards. So you kind of just have Consecrated Serpent.
Consecrated Serpent. What a vile name for this thing. What an absolutely vile name.
I mean, not wrong though.
And it's a mana cheaper, and it has flash. I'm gonna cast the spell. I'll draw 2 cards. Haha, me too.
Yeah. Yep. It's
think-
it's pretty decent. It's got a big old body, and honestly, I love the creature. They go to Kyoshi Island, and this Lunagi, Aang just wants to ride the giant koi fish, and then all of a sudden, this thing's trying to eat the koi fish and Aang. It's great. It's a weird little guy. I love my weird little guys, and that's
He's
what
the
this
size
thing
of the
is.
pond he's in. What do you mean, little guy?
Little is
guy.
relative.
Fair
Little
enough.
is
I
relative.
retract my statement. Look at this little guy.
There's always a bigger fish.
Yeah,
Or he's a little bit.
literally. So I just think I love a 5/5 with flash is just wild. One of my pre-release opponents they were in an Azorius deck. They flashed out an Appa, and so I was already in like game 1, so I was already not gonna swing my creature, and I was like, I think you might have Appa again. And they're like, maybe it might be something else, and I hadn't seen this yet, and so I didn't swing, and then they're like, flash out the Unagi, and I was like, oh god.
Oh
So,
no, that might be objectively worse.
yes, actually, yes. So, no, the thing's scary.
This thing makes
So
me
many ways.
violently happy. But again, my flash creature deck, this makes me violently happy. This also
Again, Azula, I guess it is legendary, so like that doesn't really work, but like it's crazy. It's
it'll be
wild.
funny for a half second.
Yeah, I'm like
Two
two
fish.
snakes.
Yeah, I know Ryan's really into sea creatures, so I know this is right up his alley too. I
have been
the waterbend 4 is so silly to me.
I have been trying to make a sea creature mono blue sea creature deck that I have enjoyed, and it's just been tricky right now. But the Unagi is giving me ideas.
I also love this for group hug decks. I'm gonna give you free card draw anyway. I may as well get more too. Geek, you ready to say something?
No, I'm good.
And Misha, were you also about to say something?
Oh, I was just gonna say there is a jumpstart card that is, because I have Scryfall up and I googled Unagi or I looked up Unagi. There's a jumpstart card that has really funny flavor text about the Unagi, and it just says capable of both blasting ships to pieces and humbling showboating avatars, and I think that's hilarious.
You're not wrong. It definitely did that in the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love when they use a mechanic that technically you would only normally use yourself and use it for a ward cost. The last time they did something like this was Axebane Ferox from Murders at Karlov Manor. It had ward collect evidence 4. So like if your opponent had no cards in the graveyard, they just couldn't target the thing. It would just counter it always. This having waterbending 4, which means in order to take this thing out, you realistically have to put your defenses down. The disruption player in me is so excited. Yeah, but I great pick, Misha. I forgot about that thing for a hot second.
It's disgusting. I love it.
Yeah, it flashed right on screen. I went, oh god. Geek, what do we got for number 4 for you?
Red card. Thozin's Comet. 3 red for sorcery. Each creature you control gains Firebending 5 until end of turn, and it has Foretell of 2 in red. Yeah, everything I want to do. I want to get even more mana. I gotta get the biggest Comet Storm I can. I just have to.
So, the question I always ask for cards like this is how much mana do you have to get for it to be a relatively okay card? And I think the fact that it pays itself back the turn you swing if you didn't cast it for its foretell cost is probably enough. It like Misha brought up that firebending is very tricky. Of like it's very dangerous, but also it's like if you're only getting like 1 mana out of it, what is it really? So like when you net even, you're like, but if you swing with 4 creatures, here's 20 mana.
Yep.
I hope you enjoyed playing because you're no longer alive. You're not living if somebody goes, I have 20 mana floating in my mana pool. Huh?
That's the point at which you should have like an extra combat thing. So then you're like, because the Thozin's Comet doesn't go away. Like they still have that Firebending 5. So if you go to combat, like infinite combats, infinite mana, as long as they don't die, obviously.
Right.
Or this could be really cool in a mono red dragon deck where they all have fire breathing, because then they fuel their own fire breathing.
Mm-hmm.
I make fire. Yeah, we see that. Stop. Because there's also the things like Water Tribe Captain, for example, has it's 2 and a white for a 3/3. You pay 5 mana, 5 generic, and it gives creatures you control +1/+1. So like the funny thing to me is you pay 5 mana, give 4 creatures firebending, swing, and you're just like, cool, I'm gonna spend that 20 mana and all my creatures are +4/+4 right now. Also, how to start a riot.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
It's so silly to me. It's so silly. This is also the comment that like the firebenders go crazy with, right? Hence why it
And
does
all
what
the
it
arts
Yeah.
are
does.
good.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Oh
All the
yes,
arts
and
are
all
good
the
for
all
it
the artworks are
too,
cool.
and yeah.
Yeah, they didn't talk about that. This is part of a panorama set. With Azula, Zuko, Ozai, Aang,
And
And then
I think a couple
the
cards that we're going to talk
Ascension.
about.
Yeah, there's the Ascensions in there.
Oh yeah, the
Mhm.
Ascensions. Yeah,
yeah,
they which it was weird because like
Then-
every time there's panorama sets, they like generally talk about this. I didn't hear anything about this. I discovered this one like accidentally. Then somebody brought it up on Blue Sky. But yeah, Geek good pull. Ryan, what is your number 4?
This is out of the norm for me. This is back-to-back artifacts. My number 4 is Planetarium of Wan Shitong. 6 mana for a legendary artifact. Has 1 tap, scry 2. And then whenever you scry or surveil, look at the top card of your library. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Do this only once each turn. Let me tell you about my other favorite mechanic in Magic. Love looking to be able to look at the top card of my library.
deck manipulation is fun.
Oh yeah.
This is cool.
So-
Yeah, Bolas's Citadel needed this ability.
Right.
My first from scratch commander deck was Melik as a Paragon.
Mm.
Yeah. Always fun to mess around with the top of the deck.
Elsha the Infinite was had that deck for a long time. It unfortunately did get deconstructed just because like I had played it so many times I had unfortunately been getting bored with it. But then it also had Galea from Adventure in the Forgotten Realms commander decks. Yeah, like any way I can have and Falco from I believe from Capenna had the ability to look at top card library too. Yeah, anytime basically almost any creature has that ability, I'm probably gonna try and build a commander deck to make it fun. I just think this is also nifty. Yes, it's 6 mana, so it is expensive. It's Cage Sun expensive. You're not playing this anytime like unless you're ramping very well.
I'll just Goblin Wall it in. It's fine.
Yeah. But the Scry 2 is great,
you
and then
graveyard hate.
even and then like I said, like I also like that it's not just Scry, it also if you surveil, like it gives you the options. So like I think it's just very fun. But especially if you want to just combo this with like say like Sensei's Divining Top and everything, it can get nutty. Any type of top deck manipulation in this card you'll just benefit value.
I'm
And
also,
like you said, Bill, Bolas' Citadel, good combo with.
I'm also thinking Elminster. Giraffenath had
Elminster-
an Elminster
Yep.
deck, and his plus is Scry.
Yeah.
So like I can only imagine this gets, I don't know, really silly very quickly.
Probably.
Also,
The
I
good
guess,
part is, so benefit that though to suffer from getting too nutty, it is a legendary artifact, so you
It
can't
is
make
only once
multiple
a turn.
copies of it. And it is only once a turn.
so I guess my
Mirror
question
box
is,
of the thing.
that is true. I guess my question for this though is, this is a legendary artifact. What is the point of this in the show?
So the point of this in the show is actually, Misha, you want to take this one, Misha, or?
No, go ahead. It's your card.
Okay. So basically, this actually pairs up with another card in my top 5 that I'll be talking about later. But this in Avatar, when they are in the essentially in the library of Wang Shitang, the gang sees a scroll that was burned. It was called the Fire Nation's Darkest Day. So Sokka and Aang get curious, like, what's their darkest day? Like, what does that mean? So they find the planetarium thanks to the little knowledge seekers, little foxes that are in the library to help them out. They put Sokka puts in the date that's on the scroll that because the scroll was partially burned, so it wasn't. They tried to destroy it, but it didn't work. And when they put the date in the in the dials in the middle of the room for the planetarium, that's when they learned about the eclipse, hence the Fire Nation's Darkest Day. So, and then they go, like, okay, well, this can show us the past let's see if we can find out what the next eclipse is for the future. So they do that, and that's when basically they find out when the next eclipse is going to be for the Fire Nation, and then that's when they start to plan to invade the Fire. It's like, okay, you want to invade our place? Like, all right, no, we're going to go after you now. Let's see how you like it.
Yeah, and Scruffy, just so you know, the comet is when they're at their most powerful. The eclipse is when their firebending stops working.
Yeah, they can't firebend at all.
Working? Oh God.
Yep.
They cannot firebend.
So it's a fun and a little tidbit on this. At the end of book 1, the same thing happens to waterbenders if the moon is if the moon was eclipsed, they lose their ability to waterbend.
Yeah,
Huh.
because
The mono red card, Zhao, the Moon Conqueror, plays that. Is that
Oh, okay.
he kills the moon.
he literally did.
He kills the moon.
Is that why UA has to become the moon?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Got
it
it.
is.
Okay, I'm learning things without ever watching the show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stop asking questions like that, so I stop spoiling things for myself because I will probably eventually watch it. But yeah, so great, the fun card. There's nothing nefarious that can happen with that, ever. Even though it scries on its own, never. That brings us to my number 4, and I think, yeah, I know an amount about this character because I know that she is absolutely batshit insane. It is Azula, Cunning Usurper. She's 2 blue, black for a 4/4 human noble rogue. She has firebending 2, so when she attacks, she'll add 2 red mana that lasts till combat. And when Azula enters, target opponent exiles a non-token creature they control. Then they exile a non-land card from their graveyard. During your turn, you may cast cards exiled with Azula, and you may cast them as though they had flash. Mana of any type can be spent to cast those spells. I love theft decks. Geek's like, I don't want to take your actual card. I do. Gimme. Azula's effects are usually, like, an effect that Azula has usually gets around by the fact that your opponent can just go, oh, here's my 1/1 soldier gone. She says the word non-token. That makes me violently happy on a scale that is unimaginable. But also, like, being able to cast stuff, you weren't using it, it was in your graveyard. What do you care if it's gone?
He also doesn't target the creature that gets exiled.
She targets the opponent.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So the only downside to this is you do not control what gets taken away from them. They choose the card in their graveyard, they choose the creature. So if they're not playing any tokens and they don't care, this could be not a great effect. But it's blue and black. Blinking and bringing her back is going to be the easiest goddamn thing you've ever done in your life. You would cough and she would flicker.
You are not wrong.
You'd be like, oh, hey, exile another creature and give me another card from your graveyard. I love her. I think she's great. I dismantled my blue-black deck not too long ago, but she is in contention for becoming my new blue-black commander.
I mean, I saw, Go ahead, Misha.
I was gonna say, I had her played her against me during pre-release, and I was like, oh, she nasty.
Cool, hate this. What were you gonna say, Rye?
No, I was just like, it's nothing really. Because, like you mentioned, you're blue-black. I still have not played this guy yet.
Italian.
It didn't help that I misplaced him for a bit. I couldn't find him.
Blue-black is one of those color combinations where it is either the most unhinged thing you've seen or it's the most calculated thing you've ever seen, and she seems to be that perfect combination of right in the middle of, I'm unhinged, but also smart. This is bad for you.
Flavorful.
Very, very character on point.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I do believe we will be talking about one of her other cards in actually just a moment, because we're going to take a break from our top 5, and we're going to talk about our favorite build around or favorite legendary creature in the set. And I can say from looking at these, we've got some wild out there takes. We were very, very different all around. So I'm very excited to see this. So Misha, who is your favorite legend that you would that you just enjoy the card, or you would like to build them if you have them?
I I was a little skeptical of earthbending at first, just because I was like, I didn't quite understand like how good it was, like, and I thought like normal like land animation, like, oh, I'm gonna lose my lands, and then once I realized, no, it really, they just keep coming back. And something that like occurred to me like later on is like lands that you sack, like if you were to earthbend, say like a scalding tarn, then sacrifices go get like a basic, that scalding tarn comes back. If you crack a land to like draw a card or like anything like that, any of these land sacrifice effects, if that land has been earthbent, just keeps coming back. Value on value on value. Like, it wasn't until I played against Amara and she was playing this Toph deck that I was like, oh, I see what you've been cooking on with here. That really like clicked something in my head and I was like, this is good. This is really, really good. So I don't have a deck built yet, but like Toph, the first metal bender, first off, you get to do that with your lands, but you also can do it with your artifacts. So like, what is it? The commander sphere? Earthbend my commander field. Swing with it, draw
Oh
a card.
God!
Like,
Wait, I didn't think about that.
There's artifacts, like non-token artifacts that you might consider sacking. Bring them on. Let me earthbend them too.
Everything
But
Misha's
yeah,
saying.
uh, Toph also nasty.
I
Oh yeah.
She a baddie.
the first thing that jumped into my head was Zurin Orb, because you could turn the Zurin Orb into a land and then sack it to itself to just gain 2 life and then bring it back.
Yeah.
Commander Sphere is very funny to do.
Mhm.
If you could find some way to do it with like obviously like Blink Moth Nexus and Ink Moth Nexus, the ones that like they enter and when they leave they go find you lands and or draw you cards.
And you can do
Or
it with Solemn Simulacrum.
Yeah, you can.
There you go. Got you.
or if you're thinking like big mana things, like what is it? Is it Portal to Phyrexia that when it ETBs it kills stuff? Animate my
Oh.
animate my portal.
Video's
Swing
done.
with
Bye.
it.
Bye. I don't need people to know this.
So like
Talk about that,
like
Misha.
there's some real big artifacts that
Oh
might
yeah, there
also
is
be
some.
nasty.
Misha,
There,
you're
there,
saying the
yeah,
quiet
there
part
is.
out loud. Stop.
Were these supposed to be inside thoughts? I'm sorry.
I'm like having fun. I'm like, what if you played the things that when they die, they made you a treasure token? And you're just like, oh, what if you committed arson?
What if I killed everything?
What if there was nothing left to enjoy? I know that
Oh.
Geek does not
Oh,
like
man.
white, but he loves this card. We did have a lot of conversations about this,
I
Toph.
do like this card. This made me go, maybe I might have to play white a little bit again. Maybe.
So
It's
yeah.
the second card in half a year that's done that, and that's pretty good.
And I do know for Shan, like, this is, like, again, going back to Obun. Obun just loves the fact of turning a land into a creature that, like, you can then make an even bigger creature. And if it dies, he doesn't care. He just it just comes back and it does exactly what he needs it to do.
Make a blight steal into a land.
Oh, please no.
Well, the problem is, it would turn it into a 0/0.
Does it matter? It's still
No.
blight steal. Fine.
I was about to say, you now do have Infect and Indestructible on a land. So, like, cool, good luck.
And you can't exile it to get rid of it now.
No, you can't.
And
Misha's
the one
talking
thing,
about Portals of Phyrexia. I'm talking about Blightsteel. We are comfortable over here on our side of crazy. It's fine.
I also love that, now that there are lands, so many spells are like, do this to a non-land permanent, and it's like, sorry, it's a land.
Y'all are
Okay, what about that?
violent people, and I don't know if I'm okay with this. Unfortunately, Geek's become a co-host. Misha, you might not get an invite back. No, it's been great to have you. But, no, y'all are talking some violent stuff that I did not think of, and that makes me look at Toph and just go, why are you such a violent little girl?
I mean,
Because
Which-
that's who she is.
she is a violent little girl.
Yeah,
That
I
is
was gonna say,
actually
that is my understanding of her
really is.
character, is that she is
Oh my
she's just like, it sounds like you're scared, Boulder. Yeah, I'm
Oh, yeah.
scared. Leave me alone.
She does not take any nonsense.
She wrecks every person in that group.
That
Handedly.
is Misha, thank you for this horrifying pick. Geek,
It's
what
not
do we
getting any
got
better.
for you? No, please don't. What do you
Sorry.
mean?
So I started my commander journey as a Grixis mean girl. I have since gone away from being a Grixis mean girl, but unfortunately for Avatar, it showed me I need to become a Grixis mean girl again, and mine is a Grixis mean girl. It's Fire Lord Zula. And she's 1 in Grixis, so that's blue, black, and red for a 4/4 human noble with Firebending 2. And whenever you cast a spell while Fire Lord Azula is attacking, copy the spell. You may choose 2 targets with a copy. It does not say non-creature spell. It does not say instant or sorcery. It says spell. And I adore instant speed crap. So, yes. She's very flexible. She wants to attack. She's mean. She's a cool character. Crazy character, but cool character. And yeah, all the artworks are great. So yeah, I will be building her, and you're all going to rue the day.
So she is a very, very powerful card. At least I think so. I will say that she's at least limited in the way of, like, she does not give things flash. So you have to find a way to be casting things at instant speed to do the thing while she's attacking. And that seems relatively fair to me. Granted, Leyline of Anticipation, Vidalcan Ori
Vidalcan
are
Ori,
things.
High Fate Trickster.
High Fate Trickster,
Yeah, there you go.
which has
like,
flash
I-
itself, it is also instant
Yeah.
speed. So you could flash this in response to its firebending and then just go, let the chaos begin.
Me. I had an Anawan deck that was all instants that were not. If anything wasn't a permanent, it was an instant speed thing, and I adore that kind of play. So yeah.
One of the things I do know about Azula is that she has blue flames because her flames just burn hotter. Do her flames burn hotter, or she has more flames than other people?
She's an incredibly powerful firebender. She's a prodigy.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
she.
Yeah.
I've noticed that all of her cards have firebending too. Where,
She is
like,
a strong firebender. Yep.
well,
Yeah, she
like,
is
for example,
very strong.
Zuko on his uncommon card has firebending 3, which I
He-
thought
He can be very strong, and at
I do
points
know that
in
they
the
fight
show, he
eventually in
does
the
get
series,
there,
yeah.
but like she just is. I think the only other firebender who's comparable to her at most of the story is Iroh and Ozai. Ozai's just
Yeah.
better than all of them. He just is. But
Yeah.
Zuko gets there eventually.
I'm about to say, it's funny that you bring up Iroh, because that brings us
Well-
to oh, right. Did you have anything to say about Azula?
He's
No,
scared.
she's Yeah, no, she's scary, and no, I don't. She is definitely one I do not want to mess with.
So for my number 4, by the way, that's her unhinged version. She goes from being, I am a cunning usurper, to, I will burn the children and all of them.
Her progression in her cards, very flavorful.
Yep, it very much was.
She's also
Absolutely.
she's also on the card Epic Downfall, which I think is great because it's just her chained up and
Correct.
breathing fire out of her mouth.
Correct.
And I'm like,
Yep.
wow,
And-
she doesn't even become hinged when she's defeated.
She's also on
no.
Lightning Strike, which is also flavorful for her because she does lightning.
She's a
Oh,
lightning
that's
bender.
yes, I do remember that.
Yep. Yeah, I'm very excited about her, and I'm. We're going back to the beginning.
Oh, I guess the question I have for Misha and Geek, I forgot to ask this for Misha. How likely are you to build this legend?
I already have an Azula deck built.
Oh, I meant how likely are you to build a Toph?
Oh, Toph. I want to build a Toph. Sorry, I was like, we're on Azula. I've already built her. I still need to build Toph, but I am planning on it.
Geek, and actually, you know what, Misha,
Sure,
great
yeah.
point. Geek, would you? How likely are you to build Azula, and would you build Toph?
Yeah.
Just yes
Yeah.
to both.
Yes to both.
Right.
I would like. Are you asking like basically the same question like
Yeah.
how like likely am I?
How likely are you to build
Pro-
Toph and or Azula?
Probably neither for me. None of them right now really kind of fit my playstyle. So maybe down the road. I'm not saying it's an impossibility, but as of right now, not on my list.
I don't know if I build either of them. But I will say Toph does actually get slotted into Aragorn because that's a +1/+1 counters deck. So after the land becomes renowned and then starts doubling its own +1/+1 counters for hitting my opponents, I think it's very funny that Aragorn goes, yes, the land even wants to fight back. And it's just like, oh, it's getting so much bigger. Helm's Deep is beating the crap out of somebody. Oh no. Rye. Who's your favorite? Who's the legend you'd like to build around?
Mine is Sokka, Tenacious Tactician. Lo and behold, Geek already knows where it's going because like he sees what color combo it is. Sokka is 1 blue, red, and white Jeskai. My favorite color combination of all Magic. Even though I play a lot of Wooburg. Sokka is a legendary creature, human warrior ally with menace and prowess. Other allies you control have menace and prowess. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you create a 1/1 white ally creature token. It's like this card was made for me.
He doesn't even need that third line of text. The second line's enough.
Yeah, this card is this card was made for me. Like
Alistary Mentor, not Monastery Mentor.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like he's Jeskai, my favorite color combination. He's very kindred strategy because he cares about other allies, and he makes allies. I'm like, I got my commander, and again, this is Jeskai Commander deck number 13 for me.
Oh gosh. Pity.
So this is actually a really fun time to bring up a really interesting question because Sokka almost perfectly mirrors Kaikar Wind's Fury, who is also 1 red, blue, white for a 3/3 that has flying compared to menace and prowess. He makes a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying every time you cast a non-creature spell, and he could sacrifice a spirit to add red.
Right.
These two commanders are so like almost identical. It's kind of crazy. But it's so strange to see how two commanders that could be doing the same exact strategy are doing them in different ways. Where, like, Kaikar could be casting burn spells, where Sokka's just like, no, I want combat tricks.
Yep.
And it's so strange to see that, like, we have two commanders that are almost mirror images of each other and do almost the same thing. In my personal opinion, sorry, honey, I think Sokka's stronger. She plays a Kaikar Wind's Fury deck. That deck does some crazy things. I'm imagining Sokka at the helm and now making a crap ton of allies who all have menace and prowess, and that makes me, I don't know, a lot scared.
As you should be.
Yeah. Also, the menace prowess on him is insane. He doesn't need that either. He doesn't need the first line of text. He could just have that middle line of text and he'd be great.
So, mind you, I didn't know about Sokka until literally last night when I was reading through the lists and everything of the cards, because this is not to anyone not great at Magic or anything. This is just something I do personal. At the end of the year, November, December, I take a full break from Magic. This video is an exception because, like, we had this planned ages ago. When I get back off my break of Magic, that Sokka deck is getting built.
Okay, so that answers that question. I will personally not build this Sokka, but I've got a party deck and he is a warrior.
Yes.
Misha or Geek, would either of you build this Sokka?
I'm pretty sure I know Geek's answer.
I personally wouldn't. I'm just not much of a Jeskai player, and I already built Katara, which is also ally synergy, but in a different way. Like where Katara wants to get double triggers and cares about like basically going wide with allies to do that type of stuff. Sokka is more of like, you know, spells and then like one-time effects to like pump the board, where Qatar is like, I want repeatable effects. So they're
Yeah,
kind
you
of just
do.
allies in
Yeah,
different
Rule
ways.
Zero partners them. They're brother and sister. There you go. 4-color allies. She doubles his triggers.
Oof, that
Just
seems too
play
gross.
General Tazri. She's 5-color allies.
She's not an avatar card.
She would fit in the universe though.
Correct.
Oh, absolutely.
The nice thing about this UB is that it does fit in Magic.
I will say, you could, while you cannot use Katara Fearless because Katara Fearless is banned, Katara Water Tribe's Hope is Azorius, so could absolutely slot her in the deck.
Yep.
Alrighty, folks, that brings it to my build around Legend, and I can answer the question ahead of time. I have actually considered taking apart my black-red deck to build this because I want to see what this can do. This is Zuko Conflicted. Black and a red for a 2/3 legendary creature human rogue. At the beginning of your first main phase, choose one that hasn't been chosen, and you lose 2 life. The choices are to draw a card, put a +1/+1 counter on Zuko, add red, or exile Zuko, then return him to the battlefield under an opponent's control. It's so weird. It's so weird and so wacky. I love things that do this. Like, before I build Kethik, Crucible Goliath, which was like artifact creature reanimation stuff, I was looking at doing Xantia Sleeper Agent. This is Xantia, but fun. This is different. This is unique. I don't want to give you a 5/5 that you can swing at me. I'll give you a 2/3 that's maybe a 3/4 that you lose life for just for having him. Because, oh boy, is he burning everybody, including himself, because he doesn't know what he's doing. He's conflicted. He's great. Love him. I built this. I've considered taking apart Kethik to build this deck just because I love this idea. I also love the idea that your opponents cannot avoid the life loss. Like, even if you want to get rid of him and give it back to me immediately, you are losing life for doing it. This card just makes me really, really happy. I love wacky and weird things like this.
Good card.
Yeah, I can say, me personally, I would not build this deck. One, again, not my playstyle, but two, is also out of respect because I would love to see what you could do with this. You have pulled some weird flipping decks. Like, I swear, like, I'm again so trying to wrap my head around the fact that I used your Griffin's deck, mono white, and won.
Also noticeable that this version of Zuko doesn't have firebending. This is a non-firebending Zuko.
Yep. I believe it's
surrounded in flames, though. This is like the most fire I've ever seen on any of his cards, and he has no firebending.
Oh, this is during Day of Black Sun.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Yes, I believe it is, but I don't. I might be wrong.
There is
this
flavor text
one
on the card.
Yeah, no, this is when this is at the time when he and Iroh actually separated because like Zuko's trying to find the answers for himself. Like, and he basically kind of re-exiled himself, like, to where he was truly alone. I believe I'm gonna take a hazard guess. I could be dead wrong on this, but I think this is the art where he is helping an Earth Nation village who's being raided, and like while he's trying to use his 2 swords and hide his firebending, he has a little bit of a flashback because he is getting stomped.
Yeah.
And then he like not snaps like in a bad way, like snaps back to reality. He's like, no, I am, like, he reminds himself, like, I am Prince Zuko, Prince of the Fire Nation, and like doing all that. I think that's what the art it's referencing from. I could be dead wrong.
The 4 of us are usually at Commander Sealed. Love that thing. The Geek, Ryan, and myself will all be back next year. We're very excited to already announce that. He actually, I think, ranks pretty high as available commanders that you could pull if Avatar's in the packs, because honestly, even his worst one for you, which is add the red mana, that's ramping. It's during your main phase 1, so you don't lose this immediately. It's not like you have to respond and use this red mana. It will just be floating there for you to use. I'm excited to build this, but Misha, Geek, would either of you build this?
It's not really my playstyle, so I wouldn't build it. I did have him in my pre-release though, which was kind of fun.
Ooh. I could only imagine. I played white red because I was like airbending.
I can see myself building it at some point, or it will go in the 99 of things because I do like politics myself. But my style of politics is slightly group sluggy.
Which just does kind of tap on. Like, you can keep this and draw a card for the cost of 2 life, or
Yeah.
you can just give it back to me. No big deal.
I'm a fan of punishment decks, so yeah.
I also love the idea of like playing a bunch of red theft effects, stealing this from the opponent who decided to keep it for a turn, swinging it back at them, and then giving it back to them.
Oh,
Oh,
that's so
You're
messed
so
up.
mean. You're so
I'll
mean.
cast Bloody Betrayal. I'll take
I
the
would do.
Zuko. I'll take the Zuko I just gave you. Swing the Zuko back at you. Here's Zuko back. It's
so
very
mean.
very funny to me.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So we all see what I would do. So
Oh, absolutely.
now, folks, we are going back into our list. We are now back at our number 3. Misha, what is your number 3?
We've already talked about her at least a couple times tonight. My number 3 is Azula on the Hunt. This is the mono black Azula in the main set. She's an uncommon, 3 colorless and a black. She has Firebending 2. Whenever she attacks, you lose 1 life and create a clue token. But what's so nice is that clue you make, you can use her Firebending mana to go ahead and crack it and draw a card. And I love that. She's also a 4/3, so like not terribly statted either.
Yeah, I think that this is like this is at worst, which is crazy to say. This is when you attack, you lose a life and draw a card, and you have sacked a permanent for things that care about that stuff.
Yep.
Should be noted, I know that there is lots of talks about this, but we'll note it now in the video. Firebending itself does not change the color identity of the card. This Azula is, as Misha mentioned, mono black. This is not black red. Azula the Usurper, she is not Grixis instead. The Grixis Azula is Grixis, but that's a whole different thing. But yeah, there's been a lot of talk about color identity in the recent Magicscape. We're not going to make any comments on that right now. That's a whole separate video that I don't want to do. I don't want to talk about hybrid mana. But yes, this is very clear. If something is in the brackets, if it's in parentheses, it does not actually affect the color identity. That is why Extort can be in mono white and mono black decks, because even though that does have the hybrid symbol, it's in parentheses whenever it's explained on a card, so it doesn't actually change the color identity of the card itself. Firebending is the same thing. I do believe if we talk about Firelord Sozin, I think is the card. He has Firebending like 4 or something like that. He is not a red card. He's a mono black card.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, she's cool. Misha, hell of a pick. Azula made everybody's list besides Ryan's. 3 of us were just like, yes, the crazy unhinged bitch, please.
Love her.
I was gonna say, actually, in all fairness, Misha picked her at her most sane, and Geek was just like, nah, I want her completely unhinged. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm a little crazy.
How I
I think I'm
play
a little crazy.
anymore.
This is right when she starts hunting for the avatar, because her father was like, your brother sucks. Go get the avatar. He's a failure. And so the flavor text on this is also, you can run, but I'll catch you. She's scary. This is when she's like, yeah, at the most sane, and she's terrifying. She's even more terrifying when she's insane. But
She's crazy when she's sane, or also when she's not. Okay, she's scary. But at the same time, she's above me, so uppies. No, I saw one person make that joke, and I was like, come on, really? That's low-hanging fruit. Also, the clue tokens in this set are very, very cool. I assume that they are the like artifacts and stuff that they find to try to catch Aang.
I think
haven't
I've
seen the
got
clue
some.
tokens yet.
Let
so
me see if I
check
can
out.
find.
If you look up her
Oh.
card on Scryfall, you could see the clue token off to the side. They show you, it looks like the water tribe symbol.
It's Katara's necklace, because at one point, or at least one of Zuko actually gives this necklace, he gets a hold of it. He gives it to June, who's not on our list, but she's a bounty hunter. But she has this creature that's called a Shershu. And it can
That's
like smell somebody a continent away. So it sniffs Katara's necklace and
Mhm.
like literally it's almost like a recap episode because the Shershu literally goes to all the places that the gang has been and yeah, hunts down the crew. So this clue token that's showing is the necklace, which was actually given by Zuko. So I'd have to look at the other clue tokens to see if any of them are like more
One of
Azula
them is like
specific.
Appa's wanted poster. I think is the one. You know what? I have it right next to me. Yeah, it's like Appa's wanted poster.
Speaking of June, I think she's one of my favorite uncommon commanders in the set.
There's a lot of fun and interesting uncommon legendaries, and actually just uncommon creatures in general in this set. I was very fascinated by that. But Geek, number 3.
Speaking of uncommon commander cards, mine is Sparky Boom Man, or Combustion Man, another red card. 3 red for a human assassin. He's 4/6 because he's a big, tough guy. Whenever Combustion Man attacks, destroy target permanent unless its controller has Combustion Man deal damage to them equal to his power. I love punishment effects. I love choice. I'm going to get something good out of this. I'm either destroying the thing that you want or you take damage. I'm okay either way, but it's something I will get something, but you get to choose it, so it's not my fault.
Okay, sure.
I put it in my Niv Mizzet deck, and I've got to play it last night, and it becomes I either destroy the thing you like, or I deal 4 damage to your face, and I draw 4 cards. You choose. Win-win for me, though.
I'm ducking the thing in the graveyard. I'll bring it back later. It's fine. No, this is hilarious, and also there is combustion technique is another card that's not on any of our lists, and it's Aang saying, "Sokka, watch out! It's Sparky Boom Man."
Sparky Boom Man.
And I'm like, Ryan had to explain to me that like, yeah, they call him Sparky Boom Man. I was like, so what's his name? And Ryan goes, we never know. And I'm like, he's a legendary creature that has no name. Cool.
And his name Combustion Man is not like in the show. He doesn't have a name. He's just Sparky Boom Man.
At least that's what the group calls him.
That's what the group calls him, but he doesn't have a name. Like, we don't learn it.
He doesn't correct them. He's just like, hey, my name is Zach.
He doesn't talk.
He doesn't even talk. He's literally never mentioned.
He's an assassin that does not talk.
I'm just also saying that I run a Mardu Assassins deck, so I'm just saying I'll probably put him in.
He's real good. Because he's a red card that says permanent. Does not care.
So like, because like in book 3, this happens after the invasion of the when they tried to invade the Fire Nation on the Day of Black Sun. They get to the air temple that's in the Fire Nation and everything. Zuko also follows them, and he's trying to like sound like, hey, he's trying to tell him like, I've changed sides. I'm not here to hurt. I'm not here to fight. And then as it's going on, like they find out that he's the one who hired Combustion Man to go after him. And then when Zuko hears him say that, he's like, wait, that's not his name. And he tries to tell him his actual name, but they shout him down so like literally like yell at him so much, and it's insane.
I love that. That's great.
So yeah, we almost found out his name, but then they were like, nope, we don't care. Get out of here.
That's hilarious.
Correct.
Rye, number 3.
Mine. Go on track here. As I said, I'm a blue player. Number 3 for me is the Mechanist, Aerial Artisan. 2 and a blue for a legendary creature, human artificer ally. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a clue token. And then tap until end of turn, target artifact token you control becomes a 3/1 construct artifact creature with flying. This one,
I want him in Gimbal.
He's a fun mono blue card, and like he's another one. He's one ally, so works with Sokka for the deck I'm building. 2 cares about non-creature spells, so if I cast non-creature spell, like get both benefits, you get a clue and a menace prout, like all of that. Like, yeah. It's a very good synergistic card.
Oh, I just understood why you said gimbal. Yeah,
Those
that
0/0
just
gremlins
clicked.
with all the counters become now a base 3/1 flying.
Yup.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, he's a solid card, honestly. 3 mana for a 1/3, but can give you clue tokens on non-creature spells when you cast them. So it helps you with card draw. And then can turn like you can only do it once, like not once, you can only target one card token at a time. Can make it 3/1 if you need it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the 3/1 with flying. I think the with flying part is the most important part of this card. Because like I get a lot of Psy Master Thopterist vibes from this guy.
Mhm.
Just kind of like with how they do.
I actually think in the Avatar Eternal, I think is what they were calling it. Because I think he has another card in that where he's just a reprint of him. I think he's a reprint of Lita.
Oh yeah. It
Does
makes
make
the
it
5/5.
Not
5/5
reprint, I guess
vehicles.
reskin.
Yeah, it's a reskin. Yeah.
Not technically a reprint, but yeah, we know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Also, he's an ally.
Yep.
Yep.
Qatar, for some reason, cares about this man.
I mean,
Yeah. I think this is fine. This is like the most non-offensive blue card ever. That's a legendary
It's just
creature.
it's just a decent mono blue for once. Like nothing too egregious.
Yeah, I think if you do the he doesn't remove the abilities of the creature. He just makes it becomes a 3/1. So he's also really, really good with Karnstructs.
Mm-hmm.
Because he'll turn it into a 3/1 and then it still gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control.
Yep. Yeah,
Geek is shushing me. I'm saying the quiet part out loud like Misha did earlier. Alrighty. My number 3 is Avatar Destiny. It's 2 green for an enchantment aura. Enchant creature you control. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each creature card in your graveyard and is an avatar in addition to its other types. When enchanted creature dies, mill cards equal to its power. Return this card to its owner's hand and up to 1 creature card milled this way to the battlefield under your control. I love every word on this card. I don't think there's a single word out of place. I think all the punctuation's correct. I am happy. Thank you, Wizards. A green card that I have to sit here and go, oh man, that's costed correctly. Because if it costs anymore, I won't play it. Please don't make it cost anymore. It's perfect just the way it is. All those things I said about green earlier, I lied. I have a self-mill deck. Oh man, Sidisi loves this thing. She's like, ooh, I am the avatar of the Sultai. Wee. Yeah. Also, One Eye. If you're playing this card though, be careful. Please put something in your deck that reshuffles your graveyard into your library. You will die very quickly to this thing. Or don't. Honestly, balls to the wall. Who cares?
Like Chaos Rain.
Red player. I don't care if I die.
One of my pre-release opponents played this, and I played, the Azula Black kit, and so my deck was just chock full of removal. And so the first time she played it, her creature was a 9/9, and I killed it, milled 9 cards. The second time she played it, it was an 11/11, and I killed it again, milled 11 cards. And luckily, like she was playing a deck with 45 cards. I had a few little guys that were out there that just were little chump blockers, and I got the she ended up self-milling, but that was the only reason I survived.
Yeah. Oh god. Yikes.
Yeah. That's the only thing about this card is if you're playing this card, prepare to be milled out because people are going to see it pump your thing by like +3/+3. At +3/+3, you're like already pretty kind of worth it. And then you can just watch this thing get up to like you mentioned, like a 9/9 or an 11/11 and just be like, no, you're not allowed to have this anymore.
The third time she played it, it was a 16/16, and I was at 17 life, and I was like, this is so scary.
I am afraid. I am the fear. Yeah, I love this card. I love Graveyard Shenanigans. This thing also returns itself, which is fun. I love the idea that I'm like, man, I don't have anything with trample. I'm gonna kill your thing just because I don't want to take the damage. Oh, look, I milled Hogak. Oh, look, Hogak's a bigger Hogak. This card's very funny to me. There's like 3 or 4 decks I need this for. I really hope this card doesn't get expensive. All right, that's me. We are in our top 2. Are we ready? Misha, what is your number 2?
All right, my number 2 is Appa, Steadfast Guardian. 2 colorless, 2 white, legendary creature Bison ally. It has flash, it has flying. It's a 3/4, and when Appa enters, airbend any number of other target non-land permanents you control. Whenever you cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. So, like, you have a flash 3/4 flyer for 4. That already is really, really good. And then you get to airbend any of your other non-land permanents. Usually a lot of stuff is going to have ETBs or like say you're blocking or whatever. Just airbend them out of there. And then whenever you cast any of those airbend spells, create an ally. There's just so much good stuff. And I mean, we also just love Appa. Appa's a cute little guy.
Appa's a good boy.
He's the cutest guy I've ever seen. Every line of again, another card. Every line of text makes me violently happy. Again, I need a copy of this for my flash speed deck because I love the idea of just a protection effect where you're just like, oh, board wipe, and it's like the worst case scenario is you treat this kind of like a Guardian of Faith from the D&D set where it comes in and phases all your stuff out. This is the same exact thing where you're just like, hey, I can't stop the board wipe, but I am going to save the rest of my board. This also protects you from a farewell. Because it puts them in the exile, and you don't get rid of that. I almost made this video PG-13. Screw you, farewell. But yeah, no, I love this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, fun little dude. Does his card make sense for what's going on here? That's the only thing that's the only thing I question about some of these is
He flies in and can take you away.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
beating the crap out of Fire Nation people.
He's a flying bison. Like, he's like multiple tons, so he's a big, like, this is what the crew rides around on. Like, they ride Appa everywhere.
I understand that, yeah.
And so he just like he will just jump in if like they need help and protect them because I mean he's a big creature, can just throw his weight around. So yeah, at one point he does fight. That's what's happening here.
He's just a big little guy.
Actually,
don't get him mad.
You know what? I've lied. I have seen some episodes of Avatar. I remember specifically one of the episodes that I've seen, besides when Aang, Katara, and the group steal Fire Nation clothes off of a clothesline to get into the Fire Nation. It was the episode where Appa is missing, and he's just having the worst day. And I'm like, ow, my heart.
Poor Appa. That was a
Why?
day.
I'm like, he's just trying to sleep. Let the guy sleep.
Those damn sandbenders.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and got
that's
scared.
He got pissed.
Yep. Alrighty.
Yeah, Geek, number 2.
It's not a red card this time. But it is another uncommon. It is the Unlucky Cabbage Merchant. My cabbages! 1 in green for a 2/2 human citizen. When this creature enters, make a food. And here's where it gets gross. Whenever you sacrifice a food, you may search your library for a basic land card and put it into the battlefield tapped. If you search your library this way, put this creature on the bottom of its owner's library, then shuffle. Oh my. See, I like Eleanor Gardner from the Lord of the Rings set. He's stronger than she is in many ways. And she's a rare.
Yeah. So in some ways, the big thing here is that because this is something I got to explain at pre-release, which was a lot of fun, and somebody didn't realize it. They were just like, "Man, he only gets you one land," and I was like, "Well, yeah, unless you respond to the trigger." And they went, "What?" I was like,
Wait,
"Yeah,
what?
that says whenever, so that's a triggered ability. You can respond to those yourself. So if you have 10 mana and 5 food, you could crack one, trigger on the stack, crack another one, trigger on the stack, crack another one, trigger on the stack. You could go
Mhm.
grab 5 lands for 10 mana." And she just looked down at the card and she
They
went,
went, what?
she looked at the card, looked back up at me, looked back down, and went, "I need 3 more of these things." I was like, "Yeah, yeah." Nobody can be upset playing the Unlucky Cabbage Merchant.
No.
Here's my
It-
thing: if he's unlucky, I want to see what the unluckiest Planeswalker does. That guy's just, hey,
He
minus
knows
10,
that.
you win the game.
Any food deck wants this guy.
Yeah.
100% agree.
I immediately
Yeah,
put him into
absolutely.
Merry and Pippin.
Yeah. My Guillaume deck. I would put it in my Bilbo deck, but it's an all Lord of the Rings deck, so I can't.
It also says sacrifice a food, which means you don't need to sack it to its own ability. If you have other ways to
Yep.
sack it, like a Car Clan Ironworks, that would also work.
This is really good in Yigra as well.
Everything's a food.
Everything's food. No.
Oh god, the ward cost is sack of food.
Yep.
That's it. That's if
But-
I have the Unlucky Cabbage Merchant and you have Yigra. I start targeting your stuff not because I care to remove it. I care to sack my own things to go find lands.
Yep.
That's fun. Right. I do know the story about this character. This is like one of the characters like I know the most about, where he's just every single time the
Yeah.
crew.
He's
or
in every
somebody-
city.
yeah.
They always mess up his stuff.
I will say, hilariously
Poor
enough, a little bit of a call out for Death Battle, something that Ryan and I watch. They did a Death Battle of Aang versus Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist, and the battle starts off with Edward getting knocked through his cart. And I'm like, even in a alternate universe, he's unlucky.
Just can't escape.
Nope.
No, he could not.
Ryan, number 2.
Oh, surprise, surprise! Another blue card.
What? No way.
Oh,
My number 2 is Wan Shitong, Librarian. So I had his planetarium earlier. Got the creature itself now. Wan Shitong is X blue for a legendary creature bird spirit, 1/1 that has flash, flying, vigilance, and then when he enters, you put X 1/1 counters on him, then draw half X cards, round it down. Whenever an opponent searches their library, put a 1/1 counter on Wan Shitong and draw a card. Yeah, I kind of lulled you into a false sense of security with the mechanist. Now
Okay.
what? Yeah, this mofo.
Yeah. He
Pretty
does
good. He's pretty good.
much.
I like owls.
Who?
This is cool. I like owls.
Owls.
I like owls.
Wan Shitong's an owl.
I love the fact that you could scare the shit out of the green player for a hot second by they going, yeah, turn 3, tap for 3, cast Cultivate, and you'll go, in response, and the person just goes, huh? Tap for 2, Wan Shitong. I'd like to draw a card for you searching for your lands, please. Also, here's a 2/2 bird. It's very funny to me. This thing is also, that's just insane. This card's a level of insane that I don't like it. It makes you uncomfortable.
I was curious what they were gonna.
owl.
I was curious what they were gonna do with him, because I knew like when Avatar second announced, I'm like, okay, well, going through characters, I'm like, okay, the bird, like the giant owl bird, like spirit creature is gonna absolutely be like at least blue because they're a knowledge seeker. They want knowledge and like they're absolutely blue, but they can tend to be very mistrusting of the humans. So I was wondering if maybe like they would have made him Demir, but no, mono blue I think makes the most sense.
I also
I
love
could
that
have seen Demir. Yeah.
Yeah, Demir I could have seen Demir as well, but I like Mono
Blue.
Blue Demir would have probably been because just in what like he's like, and because the only reason he's mistrusting of humans is because every time a human has come into his library where he allows them to peruse its knowledge and everything, because he has like all the knowledge in the world basically, uh they've gone on and used that knowledge for evil. Perfect example, Zhao.
Oh, is that how he finds out how to destroy the moon?
Yep.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
And basically, Wan Shitong doesn't see like good or evil. He's like, you're using it, you're misusing my knowledge. You're going to be punished.
Hey, Ryan, that sounds a lot like a villain we have in our campaign.
Yeah,
all
fun,
logic,
isn't
no
it?
emotion.
Yep.
I do love one of the things I will point out about this character real quick that I love is that he is a librarian and both of his cards care about libraries in some way.
Mm-hmm.
I find
Yeah.
that very fun.
But yeah, I saw him and I'm like, oh, I like him. I like him a lot.
All right. Now to go from a really powerful blue card to a really powerful white card with my number 2. I had Avatar Destiny. Now let's welcome Avatar's Wrath. 2 white for a sorcery. Choose up to 1 target creature, then airbend all other creatures. Until your next turn, your opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. Exile Avatar's Wrath. This card is so silly, but yet so powerful. It's a shame how hilarious this spell is. Because it's like, I want to treat it like a board wipe, because it effectively is. But like for a whole, like if you have like, say, Prosper, for example, out, you just shut down their entire game plan. Like Prosper, Faldorn, Ryan with all of his casting stuff from the top of his library. You can't do that. If it's not in your hand, you don't cast it. We are playing fair Magic. Everybody stop your bull.
Stop with your rule making.
No, I refuse.
If not, then I'm playing cards like this where it's no.
You say this is a silly card, but the moment of the show it's depicting is not silly in the slightest.
It looks like he's accessing the Avatar state.
This is when Appa, before Appa's bad day, this is Aang's
were
reaction.
these the Sandbenders that that scared Appa? Yep. Oh no. Oh, those poor people.
This is the one time in the show you see Aang like lose it. Like, yeah, it's not a silly moment at all. It's wild.
Oh jeez. But
yeah, it's a rough episode in general. It's rough.
But this is why I'm here and know nothing about it, because I'm going straight off of vibes. And man, do I love the vibes of this card.
You should look up Heartless Act. That's Appa's bad day.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wanna.
Yeah, that poor bison did not deserve anything that happened to him.
But yeah, all honesty, and this is honestly a really fair board wipe.
Yeah.
Because this
they
is
can
just
get the stuff back eventually.
Yeah, we're all gonna take a turn. Yeah, well, the hilarious part is this actually does nothing to you. So if you have multiple creatures and you choose your creature to stay and airbend all other creatures, you can cast your creatures immediately. They can't cast theirs for a whole rotation. I find that very funny. Where I'm just like, no, it's okay. Everybody go away. I'm going to be here. I want to play solitaire for a hot second. And then you all can join me when we're playing checkers again. But that's me. So we are now into our top cards. The cards we're most excited for from Avatar, The Last Airbender, Universes Beyond. Misha, what is your number 1?
Well, my honorable mention was Flopsy, Boomy's buddy. My number 1 is Boomy Unleashed. Boomy Unleashed is 3 colorless and then Gruul. He's a 5/4 with trample. When he enters, you earthbend 4 Boomy is the king of Omashu. He's like one of the strongest earthbenders. So like Earthbending 4 seems, you know, on on point. When Boomy deals combat damage to a player, untap all lands you control. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Only land creatures can attack during that combat phase. So like if you have a Shia and you can just keep attacking with Boomy, like that's infinite combats.
This
It's also
card's silly
9
as
power
hell.
for 5 mana. Just saying.
Boomy
He's probably
Unleashed is
Over half
absurd.
of it being trample too.
Also, why is this old man this ripped? Why is he Master Roshi?
He's an earthbender.
Yeah,
They just
that's
are.
literally.
All I hear in this card is I gotta keep my pimp hand strong, you understand me, son?
And that's not far off, honestly.
Oh,
He's
no.
kinda like
Yeah.
that.
He's a little crazy. He's a little
He is.
wild.
You meet him and he's all like stumped over and acts all old
Yeah,
man crazy.
he looks like an old scholar guy in his mono green card. And like when I saw
Yeah,
this, I
but
was
then
like,
he
what
takes
the
that
hell?
shirt off and you're like, oh.
Boomy's over 100 years old. He was childhood friends with Aang before Aang got trapped in the iceberg.
Yeah.
So like Boomy is an old man, like for real. Like he old, but he's in real good shape.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The ladies in my life, Misha being one of them, my fiance being the other, love this old man because this is her favorite card from the set as well. He's just an old man who beats the ever living piss out of people and just goes, "Oh, hey, by the way, you saw my lands hit you? Want to watch him do it again?"
Basically, yeah, pretty dang good.
Geek's call out of he gives you for 5 mana, it's 9 power and 8 toughness worth of creatures.
Over half of it trample, less than half of it haste. Just yeah.
I also I'm trying to think about him as a commander is really silly. When we hear about some of these cards, it's like Avatar most likely won't be in the guaranteed packs. He is a crazy good commander for sealed.
I mean, it might be
crazy good for sealed.
There's a good shot. It's a standard legal set.
This is true.
Yeah.
But it's also at premium prices though, because of
also
the
true.
fact that Universe is Beyond.
I think there's a good chance.
I'd say I say premium prices, but we have seen that MSRP wise, Universe is Beyond products have been priced higher than normal standard products. So when I say premium prices, I just mean the MSRP that is Universe is Beyond. Yeah, it's not an impossibility. Could we see it there? Yeah, but I think Boomy is an insane commander for sealed. He's just like, and if your opponents are not killing your lands, then every time you replay him, he's just going to make more lands into creatures.
Mm-hmm.
It's really silly. It's very, very silly. Great pick, Misha. Great pick.
Can you imagine Earthbending Boomy? Or not Earthbending, Airbending Boomy?
Oh Jesus!
It makes me violently happy. First off, you're tossing white in there. Very good. Good job. I'm really excited.
Well, I mean, just think about it. You put him in the top deck.
She's also gonna untap all. He'll also untap all the artifacts you turned into lands with Toph's ability. It's very funny to watch. That's one of the things I noticed that all the airbending cards don't necessarily have synergies with each other because some of them target your stuff, some of them are able to target anything they want. The firebending stuff is if you don't have the place to put the mana, the firebending's not that great. Where with waterbending, if you're not making the creatures or have the artifacts out to let the waterbending be its most effective, it's not really doing much. Of course, you can always pay the mana, but all earthbending seems to just work with each other. It's so universally accepting of itself. It's crazy. Is this also during the Day of the Black Sun? Because I see the eclipsed sun in the background of his card.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, so not only is he really strong, but he's fighting people who have no power. He's beating the piss out of these citizens, effectively. I know they're Fire Nation soldiers, so they're probably militarily trained, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
They are kind of trying to
kill the people of that village. Yeah, I understand. Oh no, he has every reason to fight them. It's just, it's very funny to be like you came around the wrong parts, kiddo. Hits him with a rock.
Time to learn some manners.
Keep your elbows off the table. Who said you could lay down? Apologies. So, that was great pick. Jesus.
Thank you.
We have I'll tell you this right now, we have all legendary creatures that are number 1. So this is going to be a very legendary filled rest of the list. Geek, who is your number 1? And this should surprise nobody.
Absolutely no one. It is Ozai, the Phoenix King. 2 black, red for a 7/7 human noble with trample, firebending, 4 and haste. Every line of text on this card I adore. Just say. Because not only do I get firebending from it, if you would lose unspent mana, it becomes red instead.
He didn't need that!
Better. And it gets better. Ozai has flying and indestructible as long as you have 6 or more unspent mana.
So, like, the hell?
I love everything about this. I'm either going to beat the crap out of you as a Voltron deck, or I'm just going to have all this mana do all the horrible things he wants to do that I want to do to you.
Just do all the shenanigans.
6
All
mana,
of it.
7/7 trample
Alt
haste.
art. Both all arts, but yeah.
He's disgusting.
Yeah, I do like how in his artwork that's like the silhouette of him, he does have like phoenix wings on him, which looks very, very cool for the artwork. That's probably my favorite, but yeah, he does look great in all the artworks. This guy's so silly.
I mean, he is the strongest firebender. And he's the most evil too. But man. Whew.
Yeah, he sure is.
I think the only thing holding him back is the fact that he's got 2 double pips. But like if you're in just a black-red deck, that's nothing.
The 2-color deck, it's okay.
Yeah.
No problems. Yeah, I'm going to do so many things.
Yeah, Ryan explained to me the whole Phoenix King moniker, because I was like, isn't he the Fire Lord? And then Ryan explained it to me, so I do know that. This is a very, very silly card. He, like, puts Rakdos to shame.
Really?
Yeah.
Really does.
Yeah.
Like, he makes Rakdos, the king of Rakdos, just go, step aside, child. I will handle this. He's a 6/7/7. What the hell?
Yeah.
That's pretty easy to get, 6 mana, the 6 mana to make him indestructible since he makes 4 of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. So
Disgusting pick, Geek. Thanks for coming. Really appreciate it. Glad you were here.
Cool. Yep.
Speaking of the Fire Nation, Ryan, who's your pick?
Yeah. I was gonna see. So Geek picked the evil brother. I got the good one.
Is this character, are these characters brothers?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's right. Oh, that's right. Because he is Zuko's uncle. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
So with that pretense right there, that should tell you.
Sorry.
My number 1 is Iroh, Grand Lotus. 3 green, blue, and red. For a legendary creature, human noble ally with firebending 2. During your turn, each non-lesson instant and sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback. Its cost is equal to that card's mana cost. And then during my turn, or during your turn, each lesson card in your graveyard has flashback 1. And Iroh is also a 5/5.
Yep.
Yeah.
Huh.
He's just. We were talking about this earlier. I mentioned the Geek. Like, I have Ira that does flashback. Kess does flashback. Then Sabin does flashback. I'm like, I have to just build the Ramos Dragon Engine flashback deck so I can use all 3 of these guys.
Yep.
He's an interesting card. He's not super broken. It is just flashback. But with the firebending 2 and everything, to be able to at least give you 2 mana, definitely helps, especially like for combat tricks and everything. So I feel like he could be a fun deck. He'd be something I've never tried in Teamer. Because when you think flashback, you don't really think Teamer. You don't think like that kind of color combo.
However, Teamer in the most recent iteration of Tarkir did have Harmonize.
Yes.
Which is a flashback-like thing. Granted, I think Harmonize is stronger than flashback, in my personal opinion.
I can agree with that.
Purely personal opinion. But like, man, the lessons part on him is not the disgusting bit. Joe Kilcar built a version of this that I played against on stream recently, and they built it as adventures. So they would cast it as an adventure, then cast it as a creature. It would die, and then they would recast it from the graveyard for its adventure, and then be able to recast it again as a creature. Like, I was like, oh, cool, a recycling army, dope.
That's gross.
That's a very interesting way to go about it, though. I do like that idea.
Yeah, Iroh and his many adventures, huh?
Yeah.
It's I honestly, 6 mana, 5/5, not great, but does feed you 2 free mana when on his turn. The flashback is pretty nutty. This could be very strong. I'd be very interested to see what happens with this.
I didn't realize.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna test it out as like I'm gonna definitely like build Iroh as a flashback deck first to see how it works. Like just him at the head. And then I still am probably going to just go with the Ramos idea, so I can have Savin, Kessin, and Iroh for flashback.
Geek.
So there are 2 interesting cards for Iroh that I want to kind of mention. Secret of Bloodbending is a lesson.
Oh my god, he cast it for 1 mana.
Now it's 1 mana.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Secret of Bloodbending, by the way, is blue, and you can waterbend 10 as an additional cost.
Yes.
So if you don't bloodbend, if you don't waterbend, it just controls a person during their next combat step. But if you do waterbend, you control them for their whole next turn. He can do it twice for 5 mana. I want to control you and you for your combat's next turn. Sorry about that.
Yeah, and there's also from Strixhaven Mascot Exhibition, which is 7 mana to make a 2/1 Inkling, a 3/2 Spirit, and a 4/4 blue and red Elemental.
That's a lesson, isn't it?
That's a lesson.
Oh my! I now actually do.
And we're going back to Strixhaven. There are going to be more lessons.
I actually now want to see the lesson version of this commander.
I definitely got some. I got some options here.
I also know that Iroh is a lot of people's favorite characters. Generally, when I hear about the show, him, Zuko, and like Katara are like the first 3 people I always hear about.
Iroh's pretty great.
Yeah,
there's a lot of very good characters in this, and you cannot go wrong.
Actually,
no, you really can.
Rye kind of gives me a little bit of like Ilix's story vibes. Was a great general and then lost somebody important to them and now no longer wants to do this.
Yep. Really, exactly.
All right, folks. My last card is technically a legendary creature. I didn't lie. I just a little bit of a stretch. I will be talking about one of the original avatars. This is the Legend of Yang Chen. It's 3 white for an enchantment saga. For chapter 1, it's starting with you. Each player chooses up to 1 permanent with mana value 3 or greater from among permanents your opponents control. Exile those permanents. Chapter 2, you may have target opponent draw 3 cards. If you do, draw 3 cards. And for chapter 3, you exile this saga, then return it to the battlefield transformed under your control. I'm going to talk about this side first before I talk about the next side. And I love politics. This spell is bare minimum. It comes in and you exile the most problematic thing to you that your opponents control. But my favorite way to use this is I'm going to offer this in turn order. The next person who uses that first ability and exiles something I want gone, I will give you the card draw. Then it's 5 mana and I've exiled 2 things that are problematic to me and I didn't have to choose one of them. And then if everybody goes, oh, well, I'm taking that deal, I'll take that deal, I'll take that deal. Cool. Guess it's a turn of the dice to see who gets it. Oh, no. I love politics. When a card gives you more value than is printed on the card, immediately a gold standard card for me. Love that. This card, we've talked about cards that make me violently angry. This makes me violently genocidal. I love this. This makes me passionate.
I'd like to run this as commander.
I wish.
I'd let you.
So
It's a legendary creature.
You would let me, and I appreciate that. Do either of you have an opinion on the front half before we talk about the back half?
I actually recently played this in a game. I was trying to convince, like, I exiled what I thought was the most problematic thing, and then I tried to convince the other people to exile 2 of Dark Pack's things so that I could swing in and kill them. One person did. The third person did not.
Oh,
And so it was just like, oh, okay. So yeah, the politics is interesting on it.
yes, yeah. There's a lot to politics. Is a back and forth game. It is very up there. Yeah, this card at its worst, unfortunately, is a 5 mana. Hey, the most problematic thing to me is gone.
And that alone is still pretty dang good.
Yeah, and then the next turn could be I'm drawing 3 cards for no mana. But yeah, so then we'll talk about the back half after chapter 3. This will come back as Avatar Yang Chen, a 4/5 legendary creature avatar with flying, and whenever you cast your second spell each turn, airbend up to 1 other target non-land permanent. Very specifically, she does not say you control. And yes, she is only once per turn, but once per turn. You can cast 2 spells on somebody else's turn. She will airbend something. It can be yours to save it. It can be your opponent's to get it out of the way. I love the idea of using this on my opponent's end step. So you've already done everything and committed all your mana and now no longer have the ability to play the card. So now I'm going to airbend and get rid of it for a hot second. Best avatar, and I don't even know who she is. I know that she's an air nomad. I can tell that from her look.
Yes.
But that's all I know. And I assume she helps Aang at some point.
She's one of his previous incarnations.
Well, yeah, I know that.
Yeah,
but
so they talk at some point.
I was about to say, I assume spirit message thingies.
Correct.
Anybody got any other comments on this card?
Run it as your commander. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no.
My Griffin's deck, man, that Xerium Golden Wind has been the commander a long time. I can't just imagine Avatar Yang Chen being like I now lead the Griffins into battle.
I mean, if it
she's flying through the air, Avatar state, cacaw.
Yeah. I mean, Griffins are dual type animals. Lion, eagle.
Oh, yeah.
Makes sense
wrong.
to me.
Not wrong. So, yeah, that has been our top 5. All of us. Also, our honorable mention, our build around legends. And so we're going to end this on a real quick note. So just keep it a little succinct as we go ahead. And Misha, who is your favorite character from the series overall? And why?
I'm gonna have to go with Zuko. I just love Zuko. He, starts out on the Fire Nation side wanting to regain his honor and realizes, hey, Fire Nation kind of did some bad stuff, and maybe that's not the way we want the future to look. Takes a lot of notes from Uncle Iroh, but I'm also a person that has to learn things the hard way, so he goes through a lot of trials and tribulations and eventually comes out on the good side of, world politics in the show.
We love a good villain to hero story. Geek.
I mean, I had a real hard time with it. It's Iroh's one of them. Toph is my favorite because I love someone who can kick everyone else's ass and has no problem saying it. And I'm a geologist for fitting.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I play the game anymore. Is I'm going to do powerful things. Try to stop me.
Yeah, I'm for it.
And Ryan?
Iroh's I actually thought about I was going through and I'm like when I sat down looking at going through the cards now, I'm like, yeah, no, Iroh's just my favorite. I love because I love the way his character is portrayed. especially like in the first 2 seasons, because he does have 2 different voice actors, because the original voice actor for him unfortunately did pass away. So book 3 they had he had a new voice and everything, but that not just a side note. Like, I like being like the type like he provides like wisdom and everything, because like he's been around, like he's old, like he's been around the block a few times. He knows, like, so he always tries to point people in the right direction. He's done it for Toph. He's obviously done it for Zuko. He's done it in while he was in Bossing Say and everything. Like, so being a voice of reason or voice of guidance, I like those type of characters.
He's one of my favorites. He's the
Yeah.
one I like latch to more. I love
Mhm.
Toph is my favorite, but Iroh, uh, uh, I can't. Well,
He's also just really goofy. He's a
He
very like
is.
even though like he definitely tries to teach you those like hard lessons and steer you in the right direction, he's also a lot of like comedic relief and always tries to
Yep.
make Zuko like cheer up, loosen up, have some tea, enjoy life a little bit.
yep.
Avatar
I
I
see a
do.
lot of myself in him.
I do love like when he and Zuko get into the debate about like what tea actually is. Like Zuko doesn't see it, but Iroh loves tea, and it's just like the back and forth is hilarious.
Avatar to me, from hearing multiple people talk about it, not just the 3 of you here, it's one of those strange things where every time I hear somebody enjoy something in a form of media, it's always this coming of age story where people realizing that they need to take on these new set of responsibilities and honestly fight for something much larger than themselves, even if it is on the shoulders of a single person. While you may be the only individual who could achieve it, you are not necessarily alone. And it's one of the things of it's okay to fail as long as you're learning from your failures to do better in the future. If you I think like Zuko, for example, from my understanding is that like you can be on the wrong side of something and learn to be right. And even if wrong and right are just perspectives, it doesn't matter as long as you are doing what you believe is to what's to be best. So with that, I think that Wizards could not have picked a better property to put into something like this. We have a lot of stuff that's happened. Lord of the Rings, we've had Doctor Who, Fallout, we've had Walking Dead, we've got so many crazy things that we've seen sets of and just individual packages, and the way that people talk about Avatar lets me see that like maybe Wizards is listening and hearing us out on what Universes Beyond products should look like. We didn't get any commander decks. The next Universe Beyond set we get only has a single commander deck. You know, if we can learn to live with everything that we are doing and what's going on, then maybe we can finally learn to live in harmony, much like the elements were supposed to, at least to my understanding of the story. With that, we're going to go ahead and do our outros, and we've been joined by the wonderful, the amazing, the awesome Magic Misha Migo!
Hi everybody, I'm Magic Mishamigo. You can find me at magic_Mishamigo most places, except on Blue Sky. You can't have underscores, so you just smush it all together. I'm a Magic the Gathering cosplayer. You've probably seen me as some of your favorite little guys, such as Slimefoot, Grist, or Fibblethip, my personal favorite. Or if you just want to watch some silly little videos, I make those too. But that's me. Thank you so much for having me. It was great getting to talk Avatar with all of you guys. I love this set so much, or I love this show, this IP so much, and they did such a great job with this set. Like, I am over the moon, also known as UA, about all of these things, and it was just really cool to kind of go through some of our favorite cards and talk about, how they were in the story. Like, this was great, so thank you guys for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. When I was told that you wanted to be a part of this, I was like, Huh? We're doing it right? People want to be here? Geek, go ahead and give yourself an outro.
I'm Geek. I do powerful things in Commander unapologetically, and also give IRO advice.
Ryan?
I mean, y'all have heard me numerous times before, and you know where to find me. With the exception of this Sunday, depending on when this video comes out, depending if the video comes out before on Sunday,
I'm hoping to get it out before.
yeah, because right now it's Sunday, November 16th. We would normally have a session on the 23rd, but we're not because we'll be at PAX Unplugged. So if anyone who's watching the video sees it and is going to PAX, do you see us? Say hi.
And all 6
I'll be
of
there
us will be there.
too.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
I will not be there, unfortunately, but hopefully another time.
All 6 of us will be there. So your most and least favorite MTD member will be there at PAX Unplugged. And funny enough, I'm both of them. I am Will, also known as Scruffy Nerf Herd. You can definitely catch us for the next time. We are planning to have a session on what will be November 30th. And that will be our second episode of Kylum, where we're going to have our first Fortnite-style battle. I'm so thankful I'm not there. I'm off in a library trying to find out how to beat the final boss of this damn campaign. But with that, the elements have merged. You've entered your avatar state. Water, fire, air, and earth have all come together for perfect harmony. But you descended even further. And thanks for joining us for Dungeon Delving.